Morning, everyone. Hope you're good. Hope life is good. Hope you had a good evening. Wow, you Globex traders are getting some amazing trades again. Oh my days. I was prepared for that move up. Had the team prepared for the move up. And then they do it in a little Trump and pump candle. Hilarious. Would be really nice, selfishly, if they'd just wait for me. If they'd start waiting for me. Anyways, let's get into the charts. I'm going to go through everything. So daily, what do you have on the daily? Basically, you had a failed look below. All right, look below and fail on the daily, trading back inside previous day, current week range. All right, so we expect rotation in this range, and we know it's a big range, right? We had a big sell yesterday. What I would say in this sell yesterday, there is no stops taken out. It was like this the whole way down and controlled without panic, which means we can come and clean out all these stops, right? Which is what I was ready for. It was very, very controlled yesterday. So we'll be looking to see how we act in these. Now, I would say yesterday we did hit a big gamma level. You won't see it here. It's on a different chart, but we hit 995 it was. And we came to 973 or whatever it was, 961. So we tapped into gamma and we're starting to find a little bid off that extreme. We have some other levels, 555 on QQQ. We'll go over it shortly. All right, so currently in a range, so expect rotation and breakouts versus fail breakouts, basically, of those rotations today. We move into the hourly charts. All right, you can see I've got overnight on here. I'll remove it in a minute, but you can basically see that in the current developing week, all right, this is our edge, this is our low, this is also overnight inside of here, so we're rotating inside of current week, the big node, and overnight inside that node. So we can probably get rid of overnight now. I'm kind of bullish on this at the moment. It's just that we've lost positioning, unfortunately. I would really want it to be a buyer. Down here, you can see that we've not taken out any stops, like I talked about. Like, this is just like the whole way down. All right, so a tiny bit of rotation, puke, a tiny bit of rotation, puke. All right, finally we took out like a few stops, and now potentially in a quasi down here, all right, a bottoming sort of pattern. So what would I really like? Well, in the ideal world, if we're going to look for that counter trend rotation, I want a sweep of these before moving up, all right, like a little dip under, take out these three lot of stops and a reclaim. All right, so if you look below and fail at the bottom of a range would be pretty good. I want to be cautious trying to buy this on the way up. All right, I want cheap positioning if I'm going to look for the rotation. All right, and if we're going to look for that rotation, we're going to have to get above previous day value area high, current week value area high, base above here. Then we've got a target for stops into sort of 600. We get through the sixes. This is the same trade I was looking at yesterday. Then we come and back test 8s and 24k, and then I'll think about the short side move from 24k. If we reclaim 24k, then I think about the long move up to 24,400, and then the short side move back down. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. Ideally, it's going to look something like this, right, today, and then I can be done with it. But you know, it's very possible that we go look above and fail and back into this range again. So this is why I want a cheap long if I'm going to get long if possible. If it doesn't provide that, and it doesn't look like it wants to provide that, then we're going to watch a couple of these shelves here. So sort of 380s is becoming key and dips back into previous day point of control. Anything that holds this, if I see sellers get trapped at the lows, can think about that same move. If we're going to see failures today, all right, I really don't, very much like yesterday, I really don't want to be getting short down here. It doesn't mean it can't move down to 800s, all right? It can. So I think where the market wants to go ultimately. But the better short location will be a look above and a fail back inside. Okay, then you can trade the range rotation back down with an excess up here with buyers stuck. Or if you're going to ignore all of the squeeze, if we do something like this, all right, then I'd be watching this pocket here, all right, 800, 24,000. You can think about how we operate when we get there. But if we're a steam train up here on a squeeze, like I said, it's been straight down, all right, we can repair this whole thing up to 24.4 again. Do not be surprised if it does that. It doesn't have to do it in one day. I'm just saying don't be surprised if we come for a naked point of control back test, all right? Because we haven't tested last week's or the week before as a reminder, all right, since losing value. So we're in a higher time frame sell, but we are overextended and probably needing some form of relief. Okay, into a 5-minute chart, you can see the same levels. This white dotted line here is just where I'd like the market to wash. I think I'm going to be asking too much. I don't think it's going to give me a 200-point wash at the open. That's what I'm looking for, which is just above previous day value area low. You can see the GEX levels here. All right, we're starting to find some bids on these put support. We're not really positive gamma until we get up to, 24.4. Surprise, surprise. Let me just check if that is on. That's on every. Let's just move that over. See where the 0 DTE is. There we go. That's going to become important. Okay, so we're going to be very tight into it. So dips into 23.2. So, well, at least 0 DTE is looking at what I'm looking at. All right, so dips into 23.2s would be the most ideal. We look pretty pinned in here. All right, so this is the edge. This is where support is. This is where resistance is. This is where the rotation is. All right, this is why 22.2 becomes important. Okay, lower time frame. Let's go through the ETFs and everything else. So ES, let's get rid of that. Same kind of story here, all right. Finding a bid overnight. Did we fail to break out the lows? Did we do a sweep? Yes, we did the same thing. Really nice. There's your little trap sweep, and there's the Trump pump, and now we're holding and basing, all right, like W, hold base, starting to squeeze, all right, starting to build out potential quasi. All right, so 24.45, 445 is key, and they're going to be looking, if they can, they're looking for a back test of, yeah, basically 490s and then 520s, this pivot shelf, right? 490s and 520s is where they're trying to back test. Ideally, we get a flush this morning that gets absorbed. That's going to be a much easier long than longing right the way up here, all right? Gap fills all the way down here. I don't think we're going to get that today. I just, unless news comes out, I just think that shorts got so used to just selling all the way down that today might be one of these released. But obviously, news can change that, and we do have a lot of news today. All right, spiders. Jesus Christ. That can't be right. I was going to say, where's my spiders? There we go. I was going to say that looks awful. All right, big gap on the spiders. There's your gap. Coming into these key levels, 640. All right, we know 640 is a key level. Through 640, there's a drift, but again, same kind of story. We'd love a little trap play to move upside. There's your gap. All right, big old gap on the spiders. We're gapping up almost 10 points, 8 points. All right, so we'd love pullbacks to hold. You want to be very careful getting long above here, all right, especially on the first push. If we get long and we start to base above 40s, we can think about that move up into 42, 44, 46 is definitely this pivot here, 45, 44, 45s, 44, 50s. All right, so if we pump, hold, we can think about that, but I'd much rather a dip and trap. It would be much, much easier to trade if it will offer that this morning. Higher up we go without pulling back, the more dangerous it's going to be to long this. Remember, it's counter trend, so we want cheap longs if we're going to think about the longs. Okay, why am I not talking about the shorts? Just because I'll talk about the shorts when we come into these pivots. All right. When we come into these pivots, then I'll be thinking if there's a sell. All right, very much like yesterday. I need to see that move into the pivots. Same thing on the Qs. You can see high volume node is 60. This is a huge level, 55, 555. We came right into it. That's your biggest exposure for a put wall right now. If we start losing that, right, this is where I've got price alerts to start picking up higher time frame levels, because this is as we start to get back into this pivot. So if we think about resistance becomes support, I'm watching that, and I'm also watching this gap down here. So I'm talking about long-term ETF buys. I'm watching 55, well, not 55, sorry, what is it? 44s and under, and also down into this gap fill. I would love it. So all at the moment I'm thinking is we get a little back test, and then hopefully we come down here, and then hopefully Alex can load the boat, which would be really nice, but we'll see. It all depends how news starts to move the market over the next couple of weeks and beyond. All right, Dixie's still holding above 100. We're pulling back inside, but we have been breaking out of 100. This is good, though, for the potential buy today. So any back test which sells off like this, then in the Qs, in Q and ES, all right, anything that where we see this move here, we can get that upside move in the market. VIX has started to pull back as well. You'll see we're still in the major channel on VIX, but we have now started to pull back. Look, we're well above that channel. All right, finally pulling back. You can see top of this channel, still holding as some form of resistance. Right, if we lose the midpoint, which is sort of 26s, then we can come back down to the bottom side of the channel. That would be major relief for the market. But really, I think we're going to test this pivot. You can see resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, 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 breakout, probably coming for a back test of it. All right, MAG, how are we doing for time? Not very good. Not very good at all. All right, MAG gapping up on Apple. Okay, any hold above 247s looks good. Amazon, wow, big gap up. Wow. All right, that's a big drive. All right, I'll be watching Amazon into these pivots up here, into these 206.50s to 208s on a drift. You want any pullback to hold the top of this, 203s to 202s. Same story across the board here by the looks of it. Google finding relief. All right, so maybe we're going to get a bounce in some of these tech names. If we get pullbacks that start to hold today, I'm interested in trades up, not necessarily investment moves. Whoa, Meta. Okay, this is starting to pay now. Remember, I got long Meta last week. Right down into this. This is starting to look good. So this is a back test 550s. We might see relief all the way up here into 590s. Looking good. Anyone that joined me on that swing. If we start to hold this, I'll start to add. Microsoft, same kind of story. A bit of a W shape here. Breakout and hold. Right. Any bid that holds 60, you look good relief for relief to 70. Nvidia, the weak one. Remember, 70 is your level on Nvidia. Right. We broke down under. Any back test here, if they stay heavy, remember we've you've got 6 months of liquidity above, all right, just so that you understand why that's a heavier one, all right? All this dates back to July last year, all right? This can be a back test. If they sell that, you're in big trouble. If they've done a look below and an undercut and they hold, very, very, very good, all right? So we're watching that 70s, big level now that we've undercut. Tesla, same kind of story, gapping up, but into range. Don't like that as much. That's the worst one out of the looks. All right, we're here or hereabouts. Yes, but the JPM collar, all they do is do 5% each way. Like everyone talks about it, but it's the same trade every year. So, I mean, I know, but I don't think it's as big as people say. They're going to move it 5% down and 5% up and pin us in. Like, go figure. Go figure. All right, folks. So here we go. We've got how long? 42 seconds left to the open. We'll see what we get here. Ideally, dips. Ideally, morning sell-off. Please, market, please. Morning sell-off for the first 30, 45 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. I don't care. Just ideally, if in an ideal world, we come and undercut these. We come and run these stops. In an ideal world, we come down here and then we trap. And then Alex can buy cheap in the range for that move back up. All right? That's what I would like in an ideal world. If we're going to hold this, I will respect that move. If we trade back into 330s and start to hold, I'll respect it. Hopefully we don't just go on a straight squeezer. Please don't go on a straight squeezer all day. So if you're watching ES, you're watching 445s. Sorry, I'm just making sure my gamma's right on my other charts here. Give me a second. There we go. All right, let's see what we get. That is definitely too bright. There we go. Okay, so watching pullbacks, watching to see if we can come back into 320s and ideally right the way down here. I do not want to buy the top up here, really don't. Mag all gapping up, very, very bullish this morning. Remember, we have news coming this morning as well. 10 o'clock, we get jolts and consumer confidence, and then we've got Goolsby speaking at 12, just to be aware. Oh, here comes the breakout. Fantastic. You're not going to come back in for me today, are you? You're just going to be an absolute cretin. I can already feel it in the market. You're just going to be a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. If they drive up to previous day value area high, there's not a lot I can do with this if they're going to do that move up to 470 without me. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Coming up to 470, they might just start breaking out here. I'm not going to chase, folks. Like, if it doesn't want to play ball today with me, I can't do much. Pain in the butt, yeah. Pain in the ass. No, I'm not bothered about end of month, end of quarter. Not really. Not like everyone. Everyone's talking up too much. Like, I think we need relief in the market. The end. That's the end. I don't care about it. Why does everyone care so much about that when we got a fucking news-driven market with every single headline moving this market 200-300 points, and everyone's suddenly, oh, it's end of month, end of quarter, JPM collar. Like, who cares? In my mind, who cares? All right, I'm still waiting. Ideally, a retest of 330s, 320s, or 280s, or ideally 200s. That's still what I'm going to be waiting for, right? I want this market to come back in, trap some sellers, and then we can see what's what. All right, and be very aware of a look above and fail, because like we've talked about, very possible we see a rotation. That's current value area high on the week. And we might rotate back to the midpoint, and then I'm going to watch if we trap here, or ideally we trap here. All right, that would be the cheap buy. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. So if you're looking for the look above and fail back in, that's what you're looking for. I'm not playing that short. There's just no way I'm playing that short today. I think with the gap up's too positive, we're too bullish, we've shifted too much. I think buyers will want to step in today. I'm on a 5 minute, sorry, apologies. There you go. So patience, wait for it to come into the levels. Ideally it will. And we're still holding that New York Open right now. Clean up some of these levels on my other charts. My long-term ETS, how do I look for good entry points? Exactly the same thesis, but higher time frame. Exactly the same thesis. So I'm looking for the market to come in to key levels of SNR or liquidity, or like higher time frame levels where we've got some like massive liquidity and volume built out, and then I'm looking for one side to get stuck, ideally on like major flush days into key points, and then start bidding. Or like gap fills, old gap fills, anything like that. All right, right back to the top side here, value area high. If they squeeze through this, they're going to go for 70s. So just be careful if you've been long in this. This slight sort of move from 40s to 50s, 60s, 70s is what they're trying to do. Again, you're playing very high here. Here they go. Here's the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s coming up. And if they get through 70s, 70s is a big test, previous day value area high. If they get through that, there's a chance to start moving it up today. But like we've talked about, this is not where I want to be buying. We'd have to break out and hold above now. All right, so if you get through 70s, your next look would be at 575s. You'd want pullbacks to hold 55s here, because a big buyer just came in at 55. So you'd really want the pullbacks to hold 55s here. Otherwise, you can come right down to VPOC at 24s. And this is just not what I want. It's not what I want. Might be all we get, but we'll see. Yeah, stuck at that cool wall at 470 this morning. 640, the same on SPY, keeps getting stuck there. So here's the move down to VPOC, holding VPOC. Again, I want a flush to buy into. I do not want a morning drift higher. It's going to make the long very, very, very hard to play. So still can't get above previous day value area high, still in a rotation. Inside previous day, inside previous day's value. Remember, if we're buying rotations, we don't want to buy the highs, really. The only time we can buy a high rotation is if we break out of that rotation, pull back and hold. 1 minute volume, yes, sorry. Got to put it on for you guys because I already have it on my other screen. Give you a little readout on the MAG. Tesla 2.29% up, Nvidia 1.84% up, Microsoft 2.15% up, Meta 3.76% up, Google 1.67% up, Amazon 2.46% up, Apple just under 0.5% up. The rest of the market also green. AMD green, just under 1%. All those like high exposure names. Netflix catching a bid as well, approaching 2% up. Hasn't given me a reload that I want yet. Still long in it. I just want to get more long in it on a good pullback. How far in can we come is the question. Oh, no, almost forgot. Do I want to buy Nike today? Almost forgot. Almost forgot. Where are we at? Oh, fucking missed that buy off the open. Yeah, I'm going to get a bit of swing long here on Nike and just let it work for a week or two. See if we can get filled a little bit. Where do I want to buy? 5160s, 180s. Sorry, folks, talking to myself. I'm just looking at my swing account here. I wanted to buy Nike yesterday at the close and I forgot. So having to see if we can get a little piece on for some swing position for a relief. All right. Still nothing, folks. I'm still waiting for us to come in. All right, here's your New York Open. I really want us to come down into this. This is where Alex wants to be a very cheap buyer, but maybe I'll be willing to buy this. All right, but I'd much rather buy this here. That's what I'm looking for. Because you've come right to the top side of the range. Remember, this is value area high from yesterday. If you fail value area high from yesterday, ideally we retest fair value from yesterday and current week, all in the same place. You got the VWAPs underneath this. If you let go of that, we go to previous day value area low, and that is an area I'm interested in bidding in around here once we sweep. So that's what I'm looking for. Maybe you're taking the rotations back into this and maybe down to that. That's also fine. Makes sense if you're playing a rotation. I'm going to wait for the bullish moves if possible, if it will just come into me. There's still buyers are still trying to absorb here this morning. They've just absorbed down there again on flow zones. Why do I feel like I'm going to be forced to join here today without getting my entry? Well, let's see. Watch if they break 440s and then hold a bid over it. Because that's where we've just caught buyers early. All right, well, if we're going to break and hold here, it's not going to give me much of a choice. Here's the dip to 440s. See if it wants to hold this or not. Otherwise, we're going to have to hold 26s. Really do not want to be buying up here, but market unwilling to come in. It's a good hold of VPOC there in 40s. They're going to probably look for 70s on an expansion now, unless they get caught. So the buyers so far today are caught at 45 and 54. So I'm still not long. I'm just waiting for it. I really want this to come in, but it just doesn't feel like it wants to do it. It feels like it's just going to rip some faces to 470 and above at the moment, if I'm honest. There you go. What a clucker. Will not come in for me. Here comes the move then. So a break of 55s, you should get 70s. And through 70s, we can lift. There you go. Fuck. Gone. Gone. Gone, 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 gone. All right, so if you base above 70s, your next move will be up here into 75, 75. So I'd be actually watching 500s, 575. Base above 575, we're going 800s today. Still not long for me, but there you go. Are you joking coming in here and saying bias? I'm just... I don't know. It must have been me saying sell everything today. I must have been saying that all morning. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't saying that at all, was I? Crypto Rooster, nice. All right, you can see that 470 gamma level on ES is massive, and same as 640 on SPY. They start basing above 640 on SPY, they've got room to start squeezing. I really want this to come back down inside and wash the stops, which is just not willing to do it. All right, what I'd really like, the reason I'm asking for this is because I've missed the opportunity, really. All right, this is where buyers currently have their stops overnight. The best buy for me will be to sweep those out and reclaim a trap underneath. Right. Once we held this, you can see we're pivoting over this. The best buy opportunity since here has been this dip at 8 a.m. All right, into 337. So we're now holding above this, which means it might just continue and continue. But my location is getting worse and worse by the second. Big sellers coming in here and getting caught now. Big selling coming in here. Big market selling coming in here. They're currently underwater now. They just sold very, very hard at 50 and 65s. So all the time you're above that, they're stuck. It's the first time we've seen some strong selling up at these highs into previous day value area high. Remember, it's the worst location to be buying is up here, unfortunately. There's a 640 push on ES, on SPY, sorry, and 470 push on ES. Please, will you come back down inside and fill me somewhere? This is the block where we failed at yesterday on the hourly. That's why I don't want to buy up here, right? We're trading right into this. I want to buy here to come up to here and then see if we can do that. That's what I would like to do, but I want to get my entry here or at least down here. I do not want to buy my new money long there. I don't mind adding up there if we get this. I don't mind adding here. Or if we get this and this and this, or what I don't want to do is start my position here if possible. Really don't want to start a new money long there. Yes, okay, great. Right, come down, baby. Come right the way down, please. Down into here or below. Please. Please, 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 please. I often talk about gap fill on the stream. You don't know what gap I'm talking about. Well, go to yesterday's close, right? 4 o'clock close is right the way down there. So that would be a gap fill today. I don't think we're going to do it today. If I'm talking about buying old gaps, like in the ETFs, go and zoom out of the daily and weekly charts and look at the old gaps that we've never filled. They're very, very low since the tariffs. Okay, is the drive up to VPOC? Remember, big selling came in here at 50 and at 65s. 65, still they're buying the bids. They're dipping everything and holding right back to this area where these sellers just came back in. If they rip through this, they're going to try and go value area high again. We're in a rotation now. You can see the choppy rotation, non-stop rotation now. If they break out of 54s, they're going to try and test the seller at 65s. And if they break through that, they're going to try and push 70s. And if they break through that, they then have a chance. Right back to VPOC here. Nothing we can do with this at the moment, unfortunately. Love to do something with it, but this is just messy. Very messy, and that gamma level 470 on ES is big, quite clearly a big level. The dip's still holding. We just held value area low on the day. I'm right back up to value area high now. Oof. And news coming here in, what, 15 minutes? All right, do buyers hold 440s now? I've just done a lot of work there. It's funny that we didn't sweep there on that last pullback. There they go. They're trying to hold 440. They're trying to clear out the 70s and start this squeeze. Might be forced to join here. It's really fucking not ideal, honestly. Here's the clear out. You fuckers. You fuckers. You're going to make my life hard. All right, 70s cleared. If pullbacks start to hold now, I'm going to have to get long for the extension up. It's really not what I want to do, but I'm not going to miss this whole trade. 70's cleared. Here comes the squeeze. Right the way back up. We'll see if we get 500s and 550s if pullbacks start to hold here. We want 70s to hold. Any pullback to 70 to hold. Deepest I'd want it is 50s. Would not want it underneath 50s. Come back, you fucker. Don't be a runaway train. Come back, come back, come back, come back. Please. 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 Oh, you absolute cuck. Come back. Watching for 70s to 50s deepest, I'd want to see it. I want to be very careful about a failed breakout here, so I want to watch this. Here's the 70s. Let's see if they can wash a bit more into 50s. Good, hold of 70s. Come down, come down, come down. Come and test these sellers. Please, please, market. 500 big level here, psychological level. There's some front running in front of it at the moment. Sellers are caught at 72s and 64s and 50s, which is why I want to see if we can come back in and hold down there. That last dip did hold, but I would have liked to have seen a bit more than a 2-second pullback. I don't see how I can get involved in this at the moment. All right, your target upside is 500s, 575, 600s, and then 8s or 780s basically. You want to be very careful of a look above and fail here. ES getting going, spine to that 641. You have got a bit of a cool wall there. It's not huge, but there is some. Here we go. Let's see then. Here we go, folks. Hold on to your boots. Here's the 5s test. So imbalance here at 5s from the last time we were up here. Right, I really need to see, if I'm going to get aggressive in this, I want to see a better pullback than that. It did happen, but I want to see build out. Oh, you fuck. It's gone. Jesus Christ. Well, hopefully you guys got it. Calling it like a book and can't get involved. Oh, you bastard. You bastard. You bastard. This is trading sometimes, guys. We can see it happening and then they just make it really, really tricky. All right, just hold on to your boots. You're looking for 575 now, all right? 575. And if you break out above 575 and base, it would be the same trade I was talking about yesterday morning. We'll be looking for a squeeze to 760, 780, and then 24,000. And yes, I am serious. All right. Yes, I'm very, 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 very serious about what I'm talking about right now. So you'd want any pullback to start to hold now. Big buyers coming in up here. You'd want pullbacks to hold 87 to 72s now, folks. This is exactly what you wanted to see, though. No, shut your fucking double top nonsense up, please. Stop talking like that. It's not a double top up here. You've got, this is your 3rd time coming into liquidity. This is not your 2nd time. This is not a fresh level, please. Please zoom out of the H1. No. We were up here Friday. We were up here yesterday. We're up here again today. All right. While there might be a pullback from this level, these stops are probably likely to get run, and you're trying to play short after we've expanded a range. You're asking to get hurt. Hopefully this comes back down in a bit more. Come on, come back a bit more, man. Right, I want this to pull back under 500. Basically looking for 86s, somewhere around there. We've got an imbalance at 500. So any pullback that we start to hold. If we start to fail, you know, back inside of previous day's value, then it's a problem, okay? But I think we're very, very, very bullish on this right now. Let me just close that door. It's a bit loud. Really nice. You come right into that gamma. So I still want to get long. I want dips. I really want dips. I think this can be a giant W on an H1, and we can come back and test 780, 24,000. So we'll see if we can pull back in and hold value area high on the session opening range. Remember, those sellers got stuck down at the previous day value area high down here. Sellers got stuck down here. So I want a return into there for me to be able to buy. That's what I'm looking for. Here's the imbalance. Can we come a bit deeper? And I'm going to start loading up if we can. It's good absorption on that imbalance. You can see this imbalance right here. What I'm looking at right here, this imbalance is where the sellers got stuck. All right, if we can pull back in and hold some of these levels, I want to get long. Might be forced to put peace on here. Radford, today's high definitely did not just print. It's like, I really don't think so. So you're just saying stuff because you want to sound really smart. But what's going to happen when we just reprint this high now? What are you going to do then? You're going to walk away from stream with your head held in shame? Here it comes. All right, new high of day. Bye, mate. All right, guessing tops. See you later, buddy. Bye. Bye. I'm long. Bye, 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 bye. Man, why do you guys do it? Why do you want to sound smart and like guess it when I'm telling you where we're going? Look, guess where we're going is the next point. Guess where we're going after that. Why am I telling you we're going there? Because that's where we're going. That's where the market wants to go to. Brah. In first valley gap, brah. All right, here we go, folks. Long and strong. Let's see. Looking for a partial here into 575. And then if we base above 575, I'm going to respect 612-ish, but I really want to see us trade into 780, 800 today. Little imbalance here into 560. Looking good. Here we go. 560 tagged. All right, let's come and take out previous day's high, and let's see what happens. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, it was very obvious to you that you just got short and squeezed 50 points out. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm just not wasting my energy. Just get out of the stream. If you want to argue with me, you're already wrong. You're now wrong 70 points. You're now wrong 80 points. All right, the dip just held 500s. We're breaking out of previous day's value. We're taking previous day's high out. And if we can base above here today, this is our TP1. If we're willing to base up here today, we're going to go for all the move up here. Very obvious, you said. You just got short down there and cucked. All right, get out, mate. No, you're not short from yesterday's highs. You called it from 500. You just said high of days just printed. All right, don't lie. Don't lie. All right, you got caught on stream. Get out of it. All right, and what will happen now is if we're willing to move value up, which we are, any base above here now, all right, will be a look below and fail like we talked about with a quasi, with a hold, and we can build liquidity here to complete this move for a back test of 780 up to 24K, which is what we've been talking about all morning. There's a reason we've been talking about this move. So any pullback which is now willing to hold, remember we were long where other people wanted to get short. We were long for this expansion. Any pullback into here which now holds, we're going to look for that model to continue. Don't listen to people saying I'm short at here when they got short down here and squeezed. It is an absolute lie. It literally said higher day just printed, and I told you it has not. It was not a good auction yet. So let's stop the lies, shall we? All right. Taking out all the gamma levels, let's see if the pullbacks start to remain holding. This is where the last big buys came in, into sort of 30s. And I'm not going to add any more to this. I've trimmed a lot on that squeeze up. Didn't give me optimal entry, but I want to see a return back into 70s still, ideally. You might say it's very deep. It is deep, but that's where I want to see it come back in and hold. Huh? It's a good one. Thank you. Hopefully we can come into the 70s and we can see if we hold. If we're not willing to hold 70s, we have to remember this is still previous day's value area high. If they let go of this, this will be a look above and fail. So we've played this move up. If they hold this and we trap, we go again. If they lose previous day's value, we will rotate back down into here. Remember, the best areas I'd like to bid at today be here and here, but we're not getting that move, so I'm having to play the momentum in front of me for pullbacks in. We've got 3 minutes until news, by the way, just as a reminder. And if you want to know my score sheet today, I'll just print my score sheet up for you very, very quickly. Oh, don't do that. There you go. All right. I closed yesterday, TPT, I was up 4,000 on that. Haven't taken a payout. I'm now up on that 10,300 on that 150k. So I should really take a payout from that soon. Don't really want them to move me to live. I'd rather just keep rinsing this account. But I'm up 10k on it, so maybe they'll move me soon. All right, buyers still in control here. And we still look like we want to move higher. So ES holding previous day's high. That last pullback on ES held previous day's high. SPY printing above it. We are now above that sort of W formation. Just want deeper pullbacks now. Don't really want to start chasing up here because we can build some sideways liquidity. Ideally, we build sideways, trap some shorts, and then move lower, trap them, and then rip is what I would like. In an ideal world, is what I'd like. Market doesn't really care about what I like, though. All right, it's looking for previous day high here for a squeeze, but I want this to come back in at this point. If it doesn't take it, traps, then we're good. But otherwise, it can just keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. It's the type of model we're in at the moment. Yeah, exactly. News in 25 seconds, folks. News in 25 seconds. And you might get that news rip this liquidity out very, very quickly. I'm still interested here. So if you understand where I'm interested in buying right now, it's here underneath these stops, all right, for this move. Or if we're going to do a deep wash, right the way back there. There comes the liquidity run. Previous day high now taken. So they've just run the stops from previous day high. Man, why do you just try and keep saying my full name? You come in chat every day and do it. It's really weird. It's a really weird thing to do. Please clarify what you mean by a valid double top based on first retest. Well, it's not a double top. You're calling a double top, and this is our third time here. So it's already not a double top, is it? It's our third time here. Here comes the re-squeeze. Is 80s, and then they're going to look for 600, and then they're going to look for 680s, and they're going to keep trying to squeeze this. Again, I'm done with this at the moment unless we can reload. Love it to come back in. I think if we come back in and hold, we get a trend day higher all day long. If they're willing to come back in and hold. How do I have the gamma levels? I pay for it from a gamma provider, an options provider. Yeah, so this is this one is from Tanuki, but like I talk about, you can get it from anywhere. You could get it from like Cheddar Flow or Unusual Whales and Tide. There's lots of different ones. And the one I pay for is Tanuki. All right, so this is your 0 DTE. So this is all that they printed for 0 DTEs. Once we get above this, I'll tell you what, let me go further out and see what there is above this. This is basically extreme for the morning. Above this, they've got one at 700 and then at 24,030. Right, so above this we have room, but this is our 0 DTE kind of level for the day. I'd love a flush here and to see sellers come flying in and then see it be absorbed. But again, we're pretty extended, even on the 0 DTEs. We're very extended. This is where I want to really buy from. So we're very extended up here now. So we need to see a pullback come in. We've had 3 drives as well. I'd like us to wash some of this out. So 1, 2, 3. All right, we'd like a little dip and then a reclaim would be great. Would be great. Range bound? Well, not really. We're above previous day's range now, right? So previous day's value area high is here. All right. We're range bound. If this is a look above and fail, then yes, we are going to be range bound back down to here. But at the moment, they've got the chance to hold it. All right, here's the first dip. Let's see if they can come a bit deeper and run some stops. And I'll watch to see how we act. 520 right now is kind of key. I'd like it a bit deeper than that if I'm honest, but 520 is so far looks kind of key. I'd like them to wash stops and trap. And they're bidding at 500. Let me look a bit further down. Is there anyone at 70s and 60s? Yes, there is. Okay, fingers crossed. We can come down into that and see what they do. Still holding these imbalances into 20s, which is value area high on the session. Sellers have come in more aggressive here, 55s and 50s. Buyers this morning were coming in more aggressive in sort of the 35s to 25 range. All right, so that's the rotation at the moment. Hopefully they come back down inside and we can see what's what. They're still holding these bids. Haven't really come deep enough for me to even consider a reload. Don't want to join too high. I think if we can do a trap, I think there's a good chance of just a grind trend day all day, but I would want to see a trap first. Otherwise, you know, we've grinded right the way up. Remember, we've gapped up a lot as well. We'd need to see a trap for me to consider anything else. We've had the easy money, taken low-hanging fruit. I still think there's a chance to move higher today if they're willing to pull back and hold. If we just look at the H1, we're going to need to form some liquidity, right? Because we've had a big push out. We're going to need to form some liquidity that can come right back into sort of 400s if they really want to. Ideally, they don't come that far. But if you just look at H1, it's got the chance to pull back and hold and then go again. It might need an hourly pullback, build an inside candle. Here's 20s. All right, we're starting to get into some interesting levels here. It's value area high on the session. I still want this to come lower for me. I need a trap. Here come the sellers. Come on, I want to see them come lower and then get absorbed. Just a flush lower would be really good. And they come. Aggressive selling here into 20s. Can you come a bit lower and wash some stops? '70s like the big level that I really like. 570s, but We'll see. We're right into previous day value rate highs. Big level here. New York VWAP down here at 80s. 70s is the really, really big level. A little node here at 80s, but we can wash some stops here and trap and go. It would be good. Starting to see some absorption down there. So a seller did come in there. 200 lot at 20s. That was the first level. Still haven't washed any stops out yet, though. Come on, come back down in. Some imbalances down here. A little bit further. Still, you've only run an internal. Need to get under 509s, really. Get a little bit of shorts then chasing and then see if they want to absorb the tape. This node here, 80s. Yeah, 70s and 80s is of interest to me. Come on. Starting to see some buyers start to stack up here. Need it a bit lower. If we pop that first one, we've got a double bottom there. Come on, come under it first. Maybe ES can wash down to New York VWAP and then find a bid. That would be really good. The little trap underneath. Here we go. Here they come flying in. All right, let's see. Can we get some of you caught? What's that last shelf? 98s. So a flush under 98s and absorption would be ideal. Here comes ES into that towards that New York VWAP. So we're getting interesting here. This is the kind of thing I want to see. A little bit deeper, and then I want to just see absorption on the tape. I just want to see buyers step back in. If we don't see that, then there's no play here. But that's what I'm looking for, to see if buyers will step back in and absorb the tape here. That's your first sign of it. Was there much selling in that? A little bit, not a lot. We have run a little bit of liquidity there. This is the first sign of it. Could have come a bit deeper there, more ideal, into those 80s and 70s like we talked about. A bit more excess would be good. New York VWAP would be great. They're starting to absorb down here. Or try. A little bit deeper. Can we come 17s? Yeah, still not quite there. Where's VPOC? 44s. That would let those sellers out from earlier, though. We wouldn't really want those sellers let out from earlier who are stuck at 70 and under. Come on, come deeper in. Come deeper in. Just a little flush and then absorb. Come deeper, just let it go. One more, let go. I'm not shorting this, by the way. I'm waiting for shorts to get stuck so that we're clear if you're just joining stream. Starting to see sellers stack up at these 500s. You want like a little one of them. Clear out and rip back up is what you want. Because we've undercut this, but only just a little dip and rip would be really good. But I'm not going to get long until I see it, all right? So I'm not long into this. I need to see this here. I need to see short stuck, reclaim, and then go. Otherwise, if we reject this, we can go in a rotational day again, which is possible. And we said this can be a look above and fail now that we ran that low-hanging fruit. But I think there's a chance of a trend day if we can do that. Still haven't come into VWAP on either index yet. Here we go. They're starting to do it. All right, value area high. Watching this now. This is the kind of move because we did just undercut it. So if we start holding bids now, I'm going to think about the longs. If we can start to hold bids, we need a little bit more expansion back above and then pullbacks to start to hold. This is exactly what I was talking about. Here we go. Here we go. Can you get back above these 30s and build in here? And then the shorts came in at 50. So I want to see us hold above 30s, 25s to 30s. I want to see us hold above that. Otherwise, I can't get involved. Just want to see a hold above that and build liquidity there, and then go and start to take out 50s and 55s, and then those shorts are going to start to get hurt. So need pullbacks to hold. We're not seeing pullbacks hold yet. It's still a bit early. And sellers came in aggressive at 503s. And there's still room, remember, down to 70s if they want. It's a battle here for the first time today. First time I've seen both sides come on my tape and battle. So this little node up here, it's hard to see with this on. This little low volume node got protected. The rotation's still happening. Still remember we haven't hit the VWAP. And I feel like ES is kind of looking for that retag of New York VWAP before it makes a decision. But we definitely have some sellers caught at 503s and under. I can show you like these guys here. All right, this is where they keep getting caught. They're selling the lows down here. You can see it down here into these old imbalances. We've got room. If they want to come down into here first before finding a bid, they can. All right, so the opportunity would be a dip and rip from here, or if they're going to hold and just base, and then they've got to get back through this selling that came in at 50s. All right, so still no position for me, still waiting. Starting to look good, but still just waiting to see. The seller here at 25 trying to walk it down. We're stacked both sides of the book now because we're in a rotation up here while they make their mind up. Can you make your mind up? 25s again. They've got to get back over this. Buyers take control if we can base over this for a rotation back to 50s and 55s where the selling came in. This can still be like the bear flag for the move down to here. I'm still not interested really until we reclaim this and start to base. It's looking better, but we're not there yet. Right, so remember 35s. Got to get your words out, Alex. We've got a hold above 35s. We've got imbalances above that. So you can see we keep tapping into 35s where the buyers last got stuck. Still can't get above it. And we can only tap into it. We're not basing above it yet. We've got a base above it. This can go short. I mean, it's not what I'm looking for. I think they'll trap shorts. There might be a short down to here, but I think they're looking to trap shorts under this shelf for a trend day back up. That's just what I'm looking for today. You play. I did a short video on it yesterday. You play what you want. If you're looking for the rotation, I totally understand. I'm going to stick with what I'm looking for, which is for sellers to get trapped. If I'm wrong, and that's okay. Still not basing above the 35s. You can see we keep tapping into that 35s where the buyers keep getting caught up here. So the 35s to 55s will be the first rotation if buyers can step in at 35s. If sellers can't defend 50, 55s, they're absolutely cooked. Here we go. Can we get above the 35s and hold, please, so I can start thinking about getting long here? Please, Mr. Buyer, can we do something here, my friend? Still, we can't get above it. Just tap, 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 tap. Mr. Buyer. Come on, Mr. Buyer. Yeah, NVIDIA back over 170. It needs to, if it bases in there, that's a look below on fail on NVIDIA, and we can go back upside on NVIDIA. But we're going to need it to give it more than a day. Right at this level, you can see like VPOC now started to move up here for me on Ninja. This is a big level now, so I keep talking about these 35s. It's a big level, folks. You can see right here, these buyers keep getting stuck up here, and these sellers keep getting stuck down here. So it's the rotation is between these two participants, buyers at the high, sellers at the low. Someone's going to win. It's why I'm still waiting. Yes, I'm not entering here yet, am I? Like I said, unless we base above. All right, ES now tagged New York VWAP. All right, so ES just tagged that New York VWAP. Be aware of that. ES has just done the move. Just tagged it. And found a bid. That might be all we needed. I'm going to see. Back to these 35, starting to hold. You got to squeeze up and hold here, mother cluckers, because I want to be involved in this. If we're going to go trend day all day. Still no break and hold. Still just rotating. 35s to 500 is your rotation. It's 35-point rotation at the moment. That's all we've got. You can do what you want. Like I said, I'm definitely not going short here. I think short's about to get hurt. Here we go. All right, long now. Here's 55s. This is the big level. If we squeeze through here, we're going higher day. Any pullback now that holds 30s, I'll add. Okay, here's 55s. If we squeeze through here, we're going higher day and we can break out. So I'm long and strong now. And any pullback that holds 30s, I'm going to add. Any pullback that holds 30s, I'm adding. Because I think this is the trend day setup. This is the short trap setup underneath this low, little swing low that held. Any pullback which we now hold, we're going to go and break out. And I'm going to try and hold this all day long if they're willing to do this. Oh my God, chat, did you just try and bet against me again when I told you what I'm looking for? Yes, you did, because you want to be a hero and think that Alex is wrong. But unfortunately for you, you're just not willing to listen to someone that's literally here trying to help you. You want to bet against me, but whatever. If we can pull back now, any hold of 50, 55s is also good. Ideally, we pull back and hold 35s, but I will add if it gives me the opportunity to. So sellers are currently stuck at 50s and 55s. So ideally, we keep them stuck. Be the best way. Ideally, we keep them stuck. Here's their level. If we come under, then I just want to hold that 30s. All right, if we come under this, I want to hold the 30s. Looking good. We're adding liquidity higher, which is a good look. Ideally, we need them to move some gamma up. That's the biggest problem we've got right now is the options level. Like, hey, we've got nothing to aim for. I'll tell you what, we can go on a mega squeeze above all of this. It's 55s. Can we come 30s and hold 30s? All right, here's the level now. Need to hold this. Otherwise, I'll take the runners off. But I want to reload here, ideally. Sellers getting aggressive here. If we see them being absorbed, it would be really good. Nice. You got to hold that redip into 30s. Otherwise, they've added liquidity at 10. So I'll cut this under 30s. Already paid myself some, but looking good. Great hold of 30s. Step back in. Need a buyer to step back on the tape now. Do not want this to flush 30s. Otherwise, we can go 90s pretty quick. Just because of how they're adding liquidity much lower, which is kind of gross. But if all the time we're holding 30s, we look good. And a reclaim of 55s will be very, very good for this move up. But paid myself no matter what here on that first drive up. Above 30s into 72s. Back to 30s again. Big area here. Getting ready to cut this runner. All right, out of this now, and I'll wait for a redip, watching the order flow, just in case they come back down for these guys at 90s and 80s, which is the first entry. Here we come. So maybe a reflush here. New York view up here again. Let's see if we can trap again down here then. If they wanted a reload, which they just did. I don't want to bid 500s now that we've just done this. I'd much rather we come and clean out 70. Don't hold 500s to go right the way back up, you absolute arse. you bastards. They had to come and fill that imbalance down under VPOC, which is what they just did. There's a lot of imbalances lower, though, where they're just stacked. It still looks good for bullish. It's just run me out, my runner now. It's going to be the Alex rule, isn't it? Take Alex's stop out, run deeper, and then go straight back up and rip all day. It's probably going to be the Alex rule. All I'd say now is that you've got to get back above 50, 55s. I'm flat now on that. I can show you just where I'm at. So added a bit more gains on that one. The Alex rule. It is the Alex rule, man. Stops me out and then goes. Especially with NQ. It likes to always come deeper than I'm willing to sit in it. Because I protect my profits. The tough thing now is they're adding liquidity into 70s, which is originally where I wanted us to pull back to. And the longer we're here, the same trap can still happen. Oh, don't move that. The same trap can still happen. We're still very, very bullish. But the longer we're here in a rotation, the better the trap will be. I mean, ideally, we'd do this now. Oh, they're going to fucking do it without me. You absolute. It's always the Alex trade. Literally, it's always the Alex trade. They always overrun my stop and then send it. They love doing that to me. It's their favorite thing to do. They just wanted to fill that imbalance at VPOC. Right, well, we're going to just see now. So your targets now are still high day break, base and above, and you're looking for 780s. I'd say there's a little bit of liquidity. Let me just mark these out so we don't forget it. A little bit of liquidity sat here. Let me check the previous week. I'm going to put the white lines in. We get very thin. I'm not going to say that number out loud. The devil's number. We get very, very thin above the devil's number. Very thin above this. Above this, we get here very quickly. All right, above this guy here. All right, that guy there. We get, let's call it 665. Above 665, we come up to up there very quickly because we're so thin. All right, if we think about this here, right, you can see the liquidity we built on the way down. All right, excess low. Reclaimed this into rotation zone. Here's our rotation. There's the H1 pullback we just talked about. All right, because now we have this sort of quasi move that we've just pulled back on the H1. All right, above this is go time on a squeeze. All right, just be aware of that. Why I wasn't bearish? Well, we swept, we put a high low on a quasi, we screamed up. That's your H1 pullback. This is the liquidity to aim for, and through that, 780 and 24,000 is possible. Right, same thing I've looked at the whole time. Nothing's changed all morning. We've been talking about this. If you're long in this, you can pay yourself the top side of the range again if you want. And again, the biggest issue here is this gamma. They've got to add some more levels in. We have one level on the higher time frame for 23,700. But this is your 0 DTE. We could do with like some more walls put in up here for them to aim for. Chris just nailed it there. I agree with you, Chris. Rallies in bear markets are vicious. If you're in my Discord, listen to the voice note I did yesterday. We've talked about it a lot. They are very vicious. Why? Because bear market shorts tend to pile in at lows. It's just what happens, and they get themselves caught. And at the moment, all right, if we think about on the daily, sellers have just been able to sell at any point they want for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days and get away with it. All right. So if they sold last night at the lows, or they sold overnight at the lows, or they tried to sell again at the lows today, when really a back test of 24,000 is very reasonable right now. You would have heard me the last few days saying I don't really want to get short in this market until I see a 24,000, 24,400 check. Right. All we're doing is coming up for a back test. So if you are a short position, just think about this. How many sellers, right, got very, very comfy? Yesterday, right, okay, we built out some liquidity, but then did we run any stops? No, we didn't. All right, so today, all of this now underwater. All right, so anyone who's short yesterday, now underwater. Their pain point, probably their stop here if they're swing. And if we zoom out beyond that, we go like 5 minutes, see a bit more. Right, same story here. Did we run any stops? No, not really. Very, very steep on the way down. So this pocket here, that's a reasonable area for the market to backtest. Right, and then maybe there's a sell from there. Otherwise, if we reclaim that, the giant squeeze is on. But this is reasonable, folks. So anyone who's selling down here, you guys got too used to selling. All right, you didn't wait for a backtest of liquidity. Right, this is a reasonable area for us to move back to. That's why I always talk about zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Should we be long now? I wouldn't be a new money long up here. The longs were these dips here, the 30s hold. Right, was here. They're making it hard now, the way they're building it out. What would be ideal for me now, if we don't run this high, if we leave this high, right, if we build out this for a little bit and we do a giant one of these, that would be ideal, right, underneath this. That would be most ideal, but you can see now we're in a rotation up here. Look how thick this is getting, right? If we base above and hold, you can think about it, but it's going to be very, very tricky. Ideally, you guys are still long where I got stopped out. Right, if you're still long where I got stopped out, ideally you look good. I definitely wouldn't be short up here unless you're like trying to play like the edge of this, but you've got to understand that is a terrible, terrible short on momentum. And here you go, 75. So your next level you're aiming for those of you who are long, 609s, and then that one up there. All right. We're in the D of the P, yeah, bro. We're in the D. We're in the D of the P. Yesterday we were in the D of the B. Now we're in the D of the P. So the B shape, probably a P shape now, and then probably tomorrow a D or a P shape, and then we can see what's what. Depends where we close today. Why is it pumping? We just went over that because too many shorts piled in. It's overextended. Market does not move in a straight line, all right? We do not move in a straight line. Let's make it really obvious for you guys. We do not move in a straight line, right? This has been pretty much a straight line down. Think about this. This was our first rejection. So from Tuesday last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we built a little bit of liquidity here, but from Thursday, Friday, Monday, we've gone straight down, right? Have you seen a back test of the Monday, Thursday kind of level here? No, we haven't. That's normal. Think about line chart. Liquidity build out, breakaway, retest, liquidity build out, breakaway. What's likely to happen? Retest, all right? We're in the pullback leg. We're in a retest leg of this, right? Sell opportunity here, reclaim, squeeze opportunity on higher time frame, all right? Why would you, I don't understand people that would want to sell down here, all right? Why would you want to sell into this? I wouldn't want to sell into that. You saw me yesterday being unwilling to sell into that. Sell up here for the move into it, sure, no problem. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. I say it all the time. All right, it's a pullback leg. It's a high time frame pullback leg right now. Alex keeps smiling. I'm almost finished. I'm not like, I just don't have a position now. I've made my money. It's another day of up, really good money. I'd like to get long again if possible. I'm smiling because the market ran me out more than anything. So the main reason I'm smiling is if we print up to 800 today, I'm going to laugh because I would have called it really well and got knocked out, and that's just the market. That's the main reason I'm smiling. Sell off back to New York Open. I would doubt that, mate, today. You're asking quite a lot at this point. It's not impossible, but I think traps live under 500 right now. To come down here, I don't think that's going to happen. I can be wrong. It might happen. But I think this range here becomes pretty important for the day. This range here. Right, to come back down here, that's the New York Open. You're asking quite a lot. Right, you're asking to get through this node as well. All right, so rotation in here, maybe a dunk down, a reclaim possible. But to come back down here, you're asking it to let go of all liquidity all day long. Unless you get, maybe a news event will shudder the markets enough. While we're waiting for this to happen, we should talk about some stuff, shouldn't we? Because there's some stuff going on today. Apex back with a 90% sale. I'm running a competition on my Twitter right now. If you go to the pinned tweet on my Twitter, or X, I should call it, for your chance to win a My Funded Futures account. What else do we have? Tradeify 3.0 just launched. Have they launched it? Have they announced it yet? I know it's today. Have they actually launched it? Let's have a look. Yes, I think so. So 40% off all accounts with Tradeify using my code FZT. Some major changes taking place there. All positive changes. What the fuck is that? Someone having a fight. Yeah, some major changes to Tradeify. Let's talk about the changes. I'm sure they've got it somewhere. So now they've got Trade C. For those of you who used to like Project X, Trade C is now available. No subscriptions now, so no monthly subs now. Instant account activation. So now once you pass your evaluation, you can move it to a funded instantly. And there's now a reward pool for going live and free journaling built in. So better than ever now. And the long continues, right? So the squeeze continues. Like I said, I would stay long and strong for me. Here you go. So you're looking for 609s and then the other one up there. That one. How's the pity? She's fast asleep right now. She is fast asleep right now. I don't use threads. I don't read anything on X really. I just post there. Post and ghost. Pitbulls are the best, yeah. Pitbulls are the best, man. Tyson trading coming? Maybe. Let's have a look at what the expansion would be today if they do it. Would take, oh, look at that. 100% move would be right into the 780 block, which I want to see the market move to. So I'd be aware of that. Your look above and failed did just happen. Your Tyson trade would be down to here. If you got running lucky, it'd be down to here. I don't think you get that one today. And this is my target ultimately. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow, but that's where I'd like to see the market move to. That's when I'm interested in market moving to here to here. This is where I think we can have a decent back test level where I'll then be interested in a short. How do you copy trade? You use a trade copier. I use affordable indicators, but there's tons out there. What do I use for news? Financial Juice. Here we go. So maybe you get that Tyson trade to VWAP. You're about to find out. 30s remains a big level down here. 30s remains a big level down here, this shelf. 30s. If they lose 30s, then maybe you get that VWAP trade, which would be good for you guys who just took the IB. And like I said, I will be waiting to see if they offer a trap under here. I'm not going to chase the highs. I'm going to have to wait to see if they offer a trap under here. They're still absorbing above in front of 30s right now, this shelf here. So even think about this. Look, sweep, print up, hold of that. That's gross. Should have held here. Coming back into this node. All right. Now they can do this move back up. If they let go of this, what I would like is a sweep and a return back in again. All right. I'm not touching it unless I see that. For me, I've had 2 trades on these moves up. I'm not touching it unless I see more sellers get caught because we're in a rotation. ES coming back into New York VWAP. Wow, did HIMS move on that news? Let me check that. I bet it fucking did. Yeah. Wow, that thing got decimated. Absolutely nuked. There's the gap there, 16s. Sorry, I just read peptide news, so I just wanted to see if we moved on it. I haven't got a position on him, so just waiting to see if we come back in. Okay, right back into this 30s to 08s. Like I said, if a trap lives under here, vaguely interested. Sellers coming in here again. Want to see it move lower and trap, otherwise there's nothing else for me to do today. I'm going to try and avoid the rotation trade today. Just move into the 500s. It's got to clean out this, ideally down to 70s really. ES is starting to clean it out. It's doing the right move here on ES. Almost to the view up on the spiders. It's got a bit further to go on the spiders. You really want to see this just clear out all of this liquidity and then trap and go. You don't want it to hold the edge. Yeah, some of you took IB to view up. Yeah, the Tyson trade playing out again. Like I said, I'm avoiding that today. I'm sticking to my rules. We did a little video on that last night. I will stick to my rules. It doesn't mean the trades don't set up for you guys, but I'm going to stick to what I'm looking for. I've had most of what I'm looking for because we've had the low-hanging fruit. It just really depends whether they want to give this market an expansion. Like I think that H1 can still set this pullback to go higher, but it can come deep. All right, if we think about this, all right, on the H1, all right, as long as we protect this, it can be a pullback that holds to come and clean out more liquidity up here. And that's where I'm interested in really going short, is somewhere up there. All right, because we're thin above here, we're thin below here. All right, but I think this H1 is setting up for this kind of move. It just depends how deep they want to pull it. So back to these 30s again. Is VWAP up to IB a decent trade? No, not really. It's unless you're looking for like the trap like me. I wouldn't play like necessarily VWAP up to IB. I'd be looking for like more about running stops to IB. Remember, if you're playing that just without structure, if we're just thinking about that, you're really at the midpoint of the range. The reason IB to VWAP up is good, especially if we haven't backtested it, is it's a look above and fail where buyers come in and we rotate, and that's your easy TP. All right. And if you got further than that, you're either going to get this, or if you got very lucky, you get a dunk. I don't think you're going to get that today, but we'll see because you've got too many things in the way of it. The better trade is the extreme. Honestly, the better trade is the extreme. Here comes 500. This VWAP is an anchored VWAP. It's the New York Open VWAP. All right. For whoever just asked, what VWAP is this? New York VWAP, New York Open. It's anchored to the 9:30 a.m. print. So it's cash. It's a cash print VWAP, basically. SPY almost into its view up. It's got to come a little bit lower. 640.70 is the spiders, and they can test previous day high if they wanted to on the spiders. And VIX might want to contest 28s here. So we held 27s. We're in a rotation of VIX, 27 to 28s. So ES is now swept. Spider's just a little bit short of that VWAP. I want to see a little sweep and then a reclaim of range. If we can't reclaim range, obviously I won't be playing bulls. All right, I'll just be leaving it alone, and then we'll have those 2 trades today, which have paid very nicely. What's the price ribbon indicator? My Flow Zone Pro. All right, that's mostly what you see on here is options and Flow Zone Pro. That's it. Right, here's VWAP. Is SPY there? SPY's finally there. Okay, so can we just sweep a bit further here? I'll be watching for a dunk into 70s and then a hold, basically. And then a reclaim back the other side. And I'll think about playing the longs if they really want to do it. And I'd be watching ES into... Oh, don't move that. Where was that pivot? 70s and spiders into 40s, basically. Spiders come into 40s. I think that's where they'll try and find a bid. And can we move this back to QQQ, please, trading view? There we go. QQQ not is VWAP yet either. So can we come down into the 70s? It's 470s on ES. I think you need 640s on the spiders. This is previous day high on the spiders. I think you need like one big swipe here. One big swipe and a trap. And then I'll be interested on reclaims only, not on the swipe. Not going to play the swipe, only going to play the reclaims. They come into 70s. This is value area low on the session. Remember, this is the node that I'm kind of watching down here. If they react off this and start to reclaim. All right, so if you got short, you want to be covering a good chunk of your position here. All right, and then the next level would be these 60s and 70s. All right, there's 640 on SPY. All right, this is a huge level on SPY now. QQQ into VWAP here as well. So you want to be covering, if you were short, you want to be covering a very good chunk of your position here, folks. And I'd say the max downside, the next downside, if you are holding, would be, and I'm not looking for the shorts, would be 435, 380, 326. But I think they will probably try and trap around here. So here's the sweep. If they start to reclaim up here, this can be the trap. This is what I'd be concerned about, a reclaim of this now for you guys who are short. Again, I have no position, just those 2 longs this morning, and I will wait to see if we reclaim. I'm not going to take the short up here. I'm only interested really in the short when we get up to 780s. 780s? Yeah, 780s. I think this is a pullback which can still hold here, but we'll see. Happy to be wrong, not in a position, so it doesn't affect me. Like, happy to be wrong. They trap bulls? Not really. Like, they trap some at 570s, but you're still coming into key levels. All right. This is a trade back down, but like, I feel like I have to repeat myself over and over and over and over again. The H1 can still protect these levels here. All right. All right, we can protect this volume that we created. So if you're saying they trap bulls, maybe for a scalp, but for me, this is still very, very much possible right now. I've gone over it so many times now. So just make sure you've paid yourself if you took the short back down. Like I said, I think there's a very good chance they trap under here. And as soon as they start reclaiming this up here, that'll be the sign of it. So sellers will want to defend this. And if they can't defend that, given that we've just tagged the 640s on the spiders, which is what I was talking about, if we start reclaiming this, this would be the trap under range, which we kept talking about. So this is the battle now. And I'll be interested on a reclaim and a reclaim only. When, if ever, do I use footprints? All the time. It's all I'm looking at on my chart. It's literally all I'm looking at. I can show you. All right. So big sellers coming in, trying to force down. All we've done is tap previous day value area high. We're still holding above yesterday's value, right? We're still holding above yesterday's value for me. And you might say it's different. It's different on my Ninja chart, just shows it differently. That level printed differently. So I'm still watching this level here or hereabouts. If they dive it deeper, they dive it deeper. Like I said, I'm only buying into strength if we go back into strength. Daily payout is a game changer. Yeah. Is footprint necessary if you already have Bookmap? Well, you have footprint in Bookmap if you want it. You just have to turn it on if you want footprint candles. Okay, so right back down into this node from earlier. Again, I will not be buying dips down here. I would need to see strength come back into the market. At the moment, there's no strength in the market, but we're under that 640 now. And here's the rotation. Here's 28 retest on the VIX. So 27 to 28 rotation. Again, for me, just waiting. If they puke this whole thing all the way back, they can come for a retest. Like I said, wick to wick would be, what's this high here? I've got to make sure I get this right. 440, 435 on the H1. If they drift back into current point of control from the current week, would be a drift all the way down to 380s. I would be somewhat surprised if they come way further down than that, but we will just see. We will just see. I'm almost surprised that they've come down this low, to be honest. Well, that probably didn't go down well. That's probably why. Iran issued a warning that against 18 American technology companies, including Microsoft, Apple, Google, Intel, Boeing, stating that they will be considered legitimate targets in response to terrorist operations carried out by the US and Israel. Yeah, that won't have gone down well. Trump pumps, Iran dumps. Yeah, it sounds about right. That sounds about right. But it's just such a news-driven market right now. We don't have any, whoa, washy. They're getting very aggressive in here. Okay, 24-hour VWAP now hit on ES. And that is your New York Open on ES. We're nowhere near it on NQ because we've got relative strength. But that is washy. And here, watching 28, if they break 28 on VIX, we go straight back up to 28.50, 29. Again, still no position for me. I wasn't looking for this trade. I'm somewhat surprised they've come this deep, but it makes me think I don't want to touch it at all now. Just looking at the H1, it's a very deep pullback. After stealing liquidity, I'm somewhat surprised they didn't want to take this. Oh, what's that? Get rid of you. All the way back into here now. What I would say is now that we've cleared out, if we come under this, it's very dangerous for downside. So this is key now for what they want to do next. Still no position. Nothing I want to see. don't feel good about bidding on this now, seeing the strength come in from sell side. Where's neutral ground? It's way lower, isn't it? Remember, originally today we were talking about buying down here. You just wonder. That would be so heavy for the mag if they do a full rotation. How many more points? Another 200 points. Wow, that would be really heavy if they did that. Not going to rule it out. Yeah, well, mag won't have liked that news, being told like we're going to come and bomb you. Like, it's not a good news. Real Slowbo, please, every day you challenge me. It's a higher time frame pullback until proven otherwise. Please stop. Every day you do it, even when we run you out of stops. Every day you do it. Please relax, mate. The need to like say it all the time is insane. It's a bull trap. It's a bull trap. No, it was a liquidity build. We're leaving liquidity build. All right. We're having news event. We're back testing now where we just came from. We still have structure here. We still have structure here. Please. Amount of times that I see your name pop up on stream doing it. It's so tiring. It's a rotation at best right now. At best. And I'm not going to keep going to the H1 and saying it's just like crazy. Like, are cells working for you? Yeah, absolutely. They're working for you. The IB rotation's working for you. Yeah, it's about to hit IB. Wow. Thoughts on the double Tyson? I mean, you've got 24-hour here, but the momentum's so strong. I'd be more willing if you saw that. If you saw it dunk underneath a retest of previous day and then a reclaim. And you'd have to respect these levels. If you're looking for that Tyson trade, you'd need to respect these now. But they're clearly not enjoying being threatened. Back through 28 now, VIX. And very dangerous now if we start driving through this to 29s. Very dangerous. Are we in oil shock? Oil's over 100? Probably. I mean, I think the comments from Trump this morning wouldn't have gone down well with Europe and stuff. I mean, I'm just going to avoid making comments here because most of you are Americans. But like the way that this has gone down, you don't get your allies involved by not telling them what you're doing, starting something, asking for help, and then insulting them over and over and over. It's not very smart. I think the biggest problem right now will be the threats from both sides being made. All right into this IB and VWAP and New York Open. Whoever said New York Open was right. I didn't think we'd do it, but that is a hell of a slide. Right into your levels here. So right underneath you got previous day point of control. This can still, I know it sounds ridiculous, this can still be an H1 pullback and still until you start to let go of all of this. So you want to be covering a very, very good chunk of your position here. And ES is now into that 445, which I didn't think we'd come back to. That's neutral ground on the options. Where is that on QQQ? Oh, so much lower. 560. Where is that on us? 205s. Wow, what, miles off. Literally miles off for us. So we've got big divergence. Okay, so ES is into the equivalent of this gamma level. ES is already down here. So miles and miles off divergent wise. Still no trade for me on any of this. Very cautious about playing momentum back up now, given the strength of that sell. It's due it, because that's a very, very strong sell without a bid, but it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. And maybe those buyers this morning just felt like they couldn't get involved. So we're right back into that level where I was originally interested in buying from this morning. The two levels this morning were here and here. Maybe we do the V. I don't know, man. We haven't seen a capitulation. We haven't cleared out 50s yet. I'm hesitant to do much with this. This just feels very, very news driven. This is just coming out now. We will continue to respond to any aggression without any hesitation until the spectre of war is completely removed from Iran and the aggressors are punished. We're going to target industries belonging to Simons and Telemone companies in Ben Gurion and Haifa. Today, we targeted strategic, vital communication centers that occupy territories with suicide drones. Wow. How can you call it a suicide drone? There's no one in it. It's just a drone. All right, there's the New York response and the IB response. And they can squeeze right back up to 60s now. I'd say 40s to 60s becomes key. I still wouldn't be bidding this until you see this sort of flush and hold. And there's that response on 445 from SPY. It's very, very heavy. I wouldn't bid against this right now. Yeah, sacrificial drones. Yeah. So it's a weird thing to say, or at least in my mind. All right, here we go. You've got an imbalance up at 30s. Sellers did just come back in again. Where's that last sell point? Where did they sell from this morning? Same kind of level, 37s to 50s is that level that they sold from this morning. They're trying to test these sellers from this morning. Remember, straight down, we can go straight back up. This is just the type of market. But again, very hard to bid on this. I would much rather at this point, like I always talk about, see sellers caught at the lows. There is some excess at the lows, but it's not great. I would much rather see this at this point or even deep into this, but we'll see. 37s is where they came in this morning. Here's the test. So they lift through this, they're going to test 37 is what they're trying to do right now. It's annoying that we're not sweeping much on NQ. Another day of not sweeping the lower side. Deeper, we just nosedived. Yeah, I know we nosedived, mate, but like to see a lack of excess in this candle here, all right, it's actually better if we do this, if they get a resell and then a reclaim. Otherwise, how are you going to join this long if we're trading into 37s and they just pop it straight up? Where's your risk? ES looks much better the way it's done it. The structure on ES is much better. Again, this is the H1 pullback like we talked about. It can still be an H1 pullback. Here it comes. Fucking hell. All right, this is the H1 pullback like we talked about. There's your point of control from the current week. All right, we literally talked about this up here. It can come deep. If they hold this base, we can still go upside. All right, I'm still watching the H1. And you're into a new hour now. It'd be nice if they like took that little H1 low first and then went, but there we go. So into this node where they sold from this morning, same area where these sellers came in this morning. This is why I was talking about these sort of 37 to 50s. And if you reclaim previous day's value, there's a resqueeze all the way back up. They've come very, very, very deep in this. And they go all the way back up. So an H1 pullback. And we're going to go all the way back up. So that's the previous day value area high. I'm not involved in this. I'm willing to get long. So there's an H1 pullback. Very deep, but that's what the H1 set we said. It could require a deep pullback. We have to be careful of a rotation now. Where's the edge of that? 37s. All right. Let's see if we can pull back in and hold. IB to VWAP, yeah, very, like at the moment, very, very possible. Really, there's not much structure here, so we need some kind of, we don't want a wick here. We need some kind of pullback in here which starts to hold for that rotation. And if they come deep, we want to see this. All right, but this was the H1 level. Becoming a millionaire with Tyson trade. I mean, it's very, very good strategy. At the moment, you have big rotations each day. Just understand, eventually that will stop and the IB will go back down to like 110 points, 100 points, and then you'll be looking at 30, 40, 50 point rotations. That's what we used to get before we had this market. Waiting to see if we can pull back a bit further here. Starting to see absorption on the tape again. Where'd that seller come in? 08s. All right, let's see. See if there's a way of getting long here. 61s. Need to pull back inside towards the 400s. We've got a node at 24s. I want to come and see us test that guy that got. I want to see us come and test this seller down here, if I'm lucky. A little test into these guys down here, just above 400s. It's H1 squeeze then. So straight down, straight back up. Right, while this fannies around for a minute, how many likes have we got on stream? Let me do some giveaways today. I'd like one more trade today. We're 2 for 2. I'd like one more good trade today if possible. Oh, we are nowhere near, folks. All right, we need to get up to 1,200 likes. And then we'll do some Apex giveaways today and a course giveaway. Maybe some other stuff. All right, be right back. All right, it's a squeeze. Oh man, these are probably, for me, V-shapes are the hardest trades to take in the book. Coming back to test this node, if anyone got long there for the H1 pullback down into here, it's a very, very good trade. For me, we haven't retested. Maybe that was enough. Here we go. No, I'm not in. It hasn't filled me. Here's VPOC. And I just read a New York Post headline as well saying that the war's almost done, basically. So here's VPOC here. So if you did get long down here on that H1 pullback, all right, again, we talked about it so many times, even though everyone wants to argue with me in stream and say this happened and this happened and this happened. Is an H1 pullback. Do not get too zoomed in to your charts. We talk about it all the time. I would say right now, you'd be looking for a pullback to hold VWAP, and really 55s, right? Any move down towards 55s to 40s that holds, that's potentially a bullish hold, but we are rejecting VPOC up here. There's a big node up here. All right, so the rotation can be from this node to the next node. It can be from this to 55s, basically here. All right, you want to see this hold, all right, for this move here, and you want to reclaim of this, and then we have more upside potential. But we are in a rotation now. All right, but I would say you want this to hold on a pullback. I didn't get the short. I'm focused on longs today. Like I said, I've been saying it all day. I'm focused on longs today because I think we've caught enough shorts at the lows. All right, and we've been talking about it on the H1. I'm focused on longs. So we were long this morning, long for the second drive, and then now waiting. Didn't reload down here. I would have liked to have seen exactly what ES did, right? This, right? ES did this and a reclaim. I can show you. ES was really good. All right, clear out. This is exactly what you want to say. Clear out into gamma with excess down here and a reclaim. Very, very nice on ES. NQ didn't clear out. Right, it left all of this in. That's all I was looking for. All right, let's see if we can come back in here. So if I was going to be bullish, I'd want to see sort of 55s to 40s kind of hold. And it can hold in front of that. For me, I have value area high from yesterday on Ninja. Slight discrepancy here into 70. So I want to see if they're willing to hold a bid here or not. When I say H1 pullback, no, here. Give me a second in case I get a trade opportunity here to get long, and then I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Starting to see some absorption. See if we can flush 50s here to re-pick up. Bids coming in here, support him. I might have to get long here. I want it a bit deeper. I really want it into 50s. Let me just see this pivot. Yeah, that would be really good if we can come down there. Starting to bid here. I just want to see a little flush to bid on. Starting to absorb down here. Can you just give me something, please? Please. Come to 50s. Come on. Down you come. Starting to support this edge here. Look, just in front of it. I just want it a bit deeper. 50s, 40s. I want to see if we can trap sellers in here. You've got to be aware. This can be the pullback that they sell. So if they start letting go of 50s and 40s or 60s and 40s, I won't touch it. But all the time we're protecting that node, I'm interested in the long. We're starting to see them protect it. They just absorbed here. Long now, small size long. I'm not going to give it room. Here we go. Good absorption on the tape. Want to break 500s and then come and break 525s. Really nice. Oh, it's good absorption there. Sellers last came at 500. So if we break 500s and break 509s to 525s, we're going to go screaming upside. Here we go. Get through those fives and then go and get through that node. Beautiful. Come on. You got to step up, mate, at 55. Stop hanging around down there. Come and step up. It's been the story of the tape recently. I want these buyers who are hanging around at 55s to come and join the bid higher so that the market's got less reason to go down there. I want them to start coming and joining the bid higher here. We look good. I'm going to move my stop. I want to protect 85s now. Here we go. Come on. Got to take out that node above. That node above is basically all sellers. That node above into previous day value area high in VPOC, that's all sellers. We get through that, we go. Here we go, through the fives. Right, we want to go 510s to 525s. We get through that. That's the selling area. So I'll take a partial into that. And through that, we're going to see acceptance back up to high day, I think, or at least back up to 60s. So right into this node here, 10s to 25s is important now. You can take some profit here into 10s if you want, or 10s to 25s. Try and hold a runner then to see if we can really get going. They're adding liquidity at 50s now. Come on, baby. Come on. Get through this guy at 10. Big level here. All right, same level that they sold from 1040, 1045 this morning. So we need to get through where those big sellers came in. We get through that, we are in the money because they are going to get stuck. Let's go. Come on. Big seller coming in here again. He's reloading. We are squeezing him. Let's fucking go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Hold all pullbacks. Let's just go start squeezing. Let's turn it on. Turn the printer on. Yum, 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 yum. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Buy the trap. Shh. Fucking hell. Like the amount of times I have to explain the H1 pullback drives me mad. Drives me mad. All right, let's see now. All sellers now. Guess who's actually stuck? All sellers are genuinely stuck now, and the excess at the high is not massive above 68, so we got a very good chance of holding pullbacks now. Maybe one day people will like kindly listen to me when I'm just here trying to help. It's all I'm trying to do. Really good. All right, into the next node here at 50s. And you want all pullbacks now to hold 30 to 09s, right? All pullbacks you want 30s to 09s to start to hold. So any pullback now, you'd like to see 30 to 509 to hold, okay? You just followed me to the T and made a grand. Perfect. All right, let's see now if we can hold runners. 30s to 09s is what we want to hold on these runners. We want to see absorption happen from 30s to 09s. And if we build out liquidity here, we are now going to see an inverse head and shoulders. In a higher time, we're going to see a fractal, all right? If we build out liquidity here, this is going to be the fractal. This is the same play we were looking at in the H1. It's a fractal of it. So we just got to see. Made 3,000. Oh, awesome. 600. Lots of you getting big winners here. All right, I'm going to look to see if I can add here on a pullback if it holds. I'm going to see if we can print out higher day and get up to those next levels. Remember, I was looking to take out this 609s. 668s, and 780s today. Big sellers coming in here. So we're positioned long. We're up nicely right now. We're seeing if we can get a pullback to hold 30s to 09s. Big sellers coming in here. 100 lot sellers coming in here. 177 seller coming in here. They're really trying to force this lower. Anything which is absorbed here is a good sign. Can we come 30s to 09s? Can we do a little flush and a hold? It's good so far. If we pop these sellers, they're going to get really hurt. They came in at 50s and they came in with size. Can we come 30s, 09s, hold, and then break above 50s? Anything into 30s and 09s where I see a soak, I will consider an add. Here we come, 30s. So here to 09 is important. Good absorption so far. Really nice. Good hold of 30s. Need a break back above 50s now, and then all those sellers are going to get caught. Go, 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 go. Break 50. Squeeze those sellers. Give me high of day. They piled in at 50s. We held 30s. Go and squeeze them out of 50s. Just fucking rip it. Go, 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 go. Rip their faces, please. Go and rip their faces, please. Go and rip their faces, please. One big squeeze will do it. They will be so out of position, I will just laugh. Come on. Let's go. Break above 50 and hold now. Please, 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 please. Can we just go high of day? You've done the trap now. I don't want to hold for another trap. I just want you to rip faces now. Please, 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 please. Sorry, I need to move this up for you, don't I? My apologies. 30s held. 50s is the big level. This is where they keep piling in. If we hold 50s and break above here, there are so many sellers on the book that will be caught. Go, 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 go. Please, 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 please. I want to get paid big. They are about to stop out. They are in mega trouble here. If we break and hold, they're in mega trouble. Positioned well no matter what. Trump live, is that what one of you is just saying? Really? Please, seriously, don't say that because I'll take the position off. Is that true? Is that true? Can't leave a big position on if he's going to be live. Oh, he is. I've got to trim this down if he's live. He could say anything. Is this the right one? There's about 100 million of them live. Okay, here we go. I think this is it.
These things, we're achieving major strides toward completing our military objective. Then some people could say they're pretty well complete. We've wiped.
I cut this as soon as you guys said he was live. Just like How to Ruin a Trade by Donald Trump. Fuck me. Positioned perfectly. You guys can hold this from your core, but I'm. The moment he starts talking, I take stuff off. You trail because of that. Yeah, I took it off because of that. I'm going to show you. I added some more size to the winners today. Could have been really big if he'd just go a couple days without talking. Would be great. Do you know what? This guy's got to go, mate. You're like, I can't deal with people in chat like not listening. I help get you into good positions. You just got to go. See ya. Can't do it anymore. You hear every day fighting the chat, and when we break out higher today and start screaming, you can just eat it. Everyone made big money on there. You're always fighting the tape. It's all you do is fight the tape and then come here. So now you're gone. We're still holding. Like, it's still holding okay for now. And we're still building the quasi. What did we say? We can still build the quasi, all right? We can still build liquidity here. There's nothing changed, right? Nothing's changed. The upside move is still in power. This is still an H1 pullback. All right, and we're starting to go to the upside, and we can build this out for a little while on the H1. All right, we can build this out for a little while on the H1. All right, here's the undercut, here's the liquidity build, here's the breakout, here's the pullback retest, here's the push back up. Once they break this, they're going to have all these shorts caught for this move upside. Nothing's changed. Literally nothing's changed. Just more people on YouTube who don't know what they're talking about, who get here, cry every day, and then just have to get banned because they just can't handle it. Nothing's changed. We still look good. It's just that he's now talking, so I want to be careful. He is speaking. I have him speaking live right now. I'm not going to listen to it. It's going to be the same chat. All right, still quasi. Still, if any of you are still holding long from down here, you still look good. Mr. Lol is about to go cry, and I'm telling you, break above 50, you're going to get a resqueeze. Nothing's changed. Zero has changed. See if we can get re-involved in this. $30 to $50 now rotation. Break above 50, they all get squeezed out. You've had biggest delta of the day there, right at 50. Break above that, there'll be a squeeze out. So I'm going to wait for either that or a retest of these 30s to 500 levels to start absorbing in there. We're where I cut it. It's exactly where I cut it. It's exactly that. But we made money on the way up, so it doesn't matter. We still rinsed it. And there's so much liquidity above. So once we start breaking 50s, the moment we get to 68, if you're long in this already, right? If you break 50s, right, and you hold above 50s, you want to take a partial into 68s, and then I think we'll create more excess. And then at that point, you're looking for 608s. We'll respect 650s, but we'll look for 660s and then 780s if they do like a ginormous drive today. Again, I'm not long in anything right now. I'm going to have to wait for it to build up liquidity and give me an entry now. Let me see if we can come back in and build some liquidity here for this quasi. But you don't want it to let go of this rotation now. right? We want to create liquidity in here now, right? And the more liquidity we create there, the better that upside move will be. Remember, you guys are long from down here. Or some of you might be long from IB, I don't know. We were long from down here. And I'm nothing now, just going to wait. Let's see if we can build out some liquidity here. There's that QQQ VWAP 6660 and SPY 640.60. And just wait, see if we can get something. What's a quasi? It's like a sloped head and shoulders, basically. What's this node? 84 and 59. Is that marked out? 84 and 54. There or thereabouts. All right, SPY, VWAP, QQQ not there yet. Waiting for these ETFs to come in a little bit more and see if they want to bid it and hold it or not, or if we're just going to be in no man's land rotation. Sellers did a good job of protecting 50 there, though. They know break above 50, they are completely caught. All right, break above 50, they're completely caught. This is what we're looking for if they're willing to break above 50. Sellers are caught at the lows. These sellers are caught from earlier. All right, this is all selling. The moment we break above 50, they're in big trouble. We're not seeing aggressive buying today. We're seeing aggressive selling, which means we're seeing absorption today so far. Hold of 70. What for an ad? I'd be very careful. I'd want to see how we act at 55 to 40 at this point if we're going to lose, because we're starting to lose these. They should have really held up here. All right, if they were going to hold rotation, they've got to reclaim up here, this node. You want to see them hold that node. If they lose that node, they come back to here. Remember, this is thin on that move up. It's not thin overall, but that move up was thin. We can come back in and check this. So I'm just patient, waiting to see if we want to check this or reclaim. A check or reclaim, this can be a two leg and we can still do this. But we can do that second leg further down as well. So I'm just sort of watching exactly the same levels as earlier. Nothing's changed. How are we looking on the giveaways? Almost there. Another 300 odd more likes and we'll do some giveaways. $500's been good today. Yeah, well, just under. I'd say for me on NinjaTrader, right, the value area, previous day value area high is 470s. So that's what they've been trying to bid off. But the longer we're here and the closer to lunch, the less interested in this I become. SPY still holding VWAP. QQQ still not quite tested it. I'm waiting for that as well, for that little retest on the Qs. We've moved value up as well. Checking those 70s. Are they going to check the 60s here? That's what I'm wondering. Let me just check how thin we were in this. Yeah, very thin. They've got to hold this. Very, very, very thin underneath that. They've got a hold down here, basically. This is their chance in towards 50, 60, 70. Somewhere around here, you have to see absorption on the tape because we're thin underneath it. If they can't do that, it's a full rotation back down again. The value area low now, 53. Here's QQQ into VWAP, first time for a retest, finally. And we're just midpoint of that initial balance now, so it's becoming less interested. The big seller here. Big battle here. Huge battle on the tape here. I'm just going to sit and watch this. Huge battle on the tape here. Huge area because they know we're very thin below on that last move up. Like you would have seen. I just measured it out to check. This is a big battle. What was that last H1 to H1 under the 50? All right, sellers trying to pile in here. So far, seeing some absorption. Still no entry. Still just waiting. Not seeing strength come in. Still piling in these sellers here. They're trying to get this breakdown to 50s to test value area low, and we're very thin underneath that. We're thick on the profile, but on the last move up, we're very thin underneath that. Here's the 55 check. This is value area low. Some bids here starting to show up. They're starting to stack and try and force us back above the 70s now. So this is just the battleground. It is absolutely the battleground. Still no entry for me. How long till lunch? I don't think I'm going to get an entry now. They've come deep on this pullback now. Yeah. I'm not willing to bid down here because we're so... What if I just lost there? Don't lose that. We're so thin. This is where they want to hold this guy here. And if they don't, they're in big trouble because we're thin. I can show you from this move. All right, on this, from this move up, this is our value area low of just this move up. They have to hold this area of the bulls, otherwise we thinly wash. So they're trying to step in. Here you go. So this is their chance. Now they need to recover up here for this to be a pullback and a two leg which holds. They've got to get back above the VWAP. Like we said, the second leg can come deep. They're going to need to get back above this for any chance of upside. But if they do that and they break 50s, because of the amount of liquidity built and because this is a quasi with a deep pull, if they can do this, there's still this upshot. I'm still think there's a very good chance for them trading higher on an H1 breakout today, but it depends how much liquidity they need to build. Is Trump still talking? I'm not sure. I turned it off because I was just like, I can't listen to the same repetitive stuff unless something's going to hit the wire. And I've got my blotter up, so I wasn't seeing anything hit. I'm still not seeing anything. All right, so good protection of 55, value area low. Back to VWAP. Again, reclaim of the 500s. They're going to look for 55 break. All right, here we go. Big level here. They're going to look for the break. So this is the second leg, which is finished. And if we break 55s, all sellers from today's session will be underwater. See if there's a way of getting into this now. H1 pullback and IB the same. Yep. Yeah, they were. This is the H1 breakout. This was the H1 breakout retest, right? This, remember, all of this is H1 breakout retest. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Same level. It's exactly the same level. Think about the amount of hours we spent down here from, I don't know, beyond midnight to 9, right? H1 liquidity built, breakout, retest. Anyone who missed the buy opportunity this morning are rebidding there. And again, structurally, I think there's a good chance to move higher today. Fastest 3K with my commentary. Do I have a book? No, I have a course, not a book. Again, do everything for free on my YouTube first. I really want to be involved in this. I'm just struggling to find a way to get involved in this. Like I said, they needed to hold that. I didn't really fancy bidding there, but we'll see if they're willing to hold a pullback now. What's this node here? 84. Where did those sellers last come? Give me a second. Big buyer last stepped in at 75. So any bid above 75 is good. Can we get involved here? I want to get involved here because I know the moment we break 550s, it's on like Donkey Kong. Where's that imbalance? 30s, 29 30s. 47 to 50 is the level. Break of that and it sends it because we've finished the 2-leg pullback. I want to see a hold of basically 500s. I'm willing to see a hold all the way down to 75 because that's where we had a 144 lot buyer come in. But ideally the hold of 500 would be really good. And I'll be looking to get long if we can either hold 500 or all the way down into, I've got to mark this out, keep losing it, 75. So 500 to 75 is an area I'm consider. I want to be careful because the rotation is up to 550s. Last pullback held 500 while I was talking. Missed it, didn't I? Got caught teaching. Here we go. Fucking hell. They're bidding 500s. If they lose 500s, they're going to test the buyer at 475. So I'm looking to buy 500s to 475, ideally, if I think we can break. We're still bidding 500s. I might get forced to join here. The moment we break 550s, it's going to rip. Value area low held. So value area low to point of control. And they got to hold dips now. They have to hold dips now and try and get that force back up. Gotta be careful. We're getting very close to lunch. I have to remind myself that. All right, here's the 500 test. If we lose this, there's possibly a move to VWAP and 75s. I'm interested in bidding if I see absorption on the tape here and a turnaround. It's 500s. They are trying to bid here. They're bidding all the way down to 90s at the moment. And we're thin under 90s down to 60s. So looks like they want to try and hold 90s. There's not much liquidity under 90s right now. There's 500 check. Are they going to come to 90s? Do they add any more bids lower? Not really. A few going in at 85. Like I said, they can drift this down to 75. 75 is the last resort for buyers. Still the 500s. Still that big buyer or a bigger buyer at 90s. Keeps refreshing down there at 90s. Reclaim 500s. All right, I've got a very small piece on long here. So I think there's a chance we move to 75 still. But I'm trying a long here now. And I want to see us break back above point of control at this point. We've just held that little node. I'm very, very small size. And I'm playing with house money. So it doesn't matter if this flushes down to 75s. It's okay. I'll cut under 75s. Giving it 25 points. And if we can start rebidding and reclaiming 25s, then I think we test 50s, 55s and break. Again, got to be careful into lunch. If we lose this bid here, we're going to move 75s. I don't want to get caught in a flush 75, really. Come on, walk it up. They're stacked here now. They're really stacked here. 90s. Okay, they might flush this to 75s. I will stop out under 75s. Again, I'm small size, playing with house money. So come and test this buyer down here. I will not hold under 75s, okay? That's my stop, is under 75. Why? Because that's where that 144 lot buyer came in earlier. I don't want to see us come back down to value area low. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. Now or never, basically, for these guys. They've got to hold it now or never. Don't look good right now. It looks like 175 test. Come on, buyers. You've got to get back above 500. Here's a 500 check. Come on. Come on, get back above 500 and go. You got to get back above 525. It's a battle here. Here's a battle here. Down to these 75s, then they're going to check this bar at 75. I will cut under 75. It will mean I'm wrong, and they will revisit value area low. And we've absorbed here today at 11.10, 11.15, and 11.40. Every time we've come into here, we've absorbed. That's why I'm not willing for it to trade under it, because if all the guys who have been absorbing the bid between 75 and let's just call it 50 or 60, if they become sellers, we will flush hard. So I'm trying to use them to stay in the money. If they're getting out the money, I'm not going to hold. It's why my stop is under 75 right now. Here we go. They're going to test it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I cut. Here's 75. They're adding all the way down to 50, so I've got to be very careful. I will cut into straight under 75 into 70. I will cut. There's the test. And if we reclaim 25s for a sign of strength, I'll start to add in. Remember, I'm very small size right now. Just got a feeler to see if they want to do it. But I don't like what I'm seeing with flow zones and VWAP. Back to 75 again. Remember, this is where the guy was like 10 minutes ago. This is the outlying delta. He needs to stay positive here. They cannot let this come under 75 or it would be problematic. Don't like that they're bidding at 60s now and 50s now. I'm probably going to get flushed out here for a stop, which is fine. Oh, maybe. Just maybe. You got to move up from 60, though, otherwise I'm going to get washed out. No, they don't want to move up. Oh, do you want to come up now? No, still sat there. This bloke at 60 is pain. Right, here's 75 test. And my stop's right under this. Why do I think they're going to wash 65, stop me out, and then go upside? Right at my stop now. It's just underneath this. A few more points. Right on me. Literally right on me. Right on me. Stops at 71.75. I'm out. There we go. I'm out here. Now, they might flush 60 and rebid. I might just be wrong here and they wash the whole thing, and that's also fine. But we're right back down to value area low again. No dice. No dice. And that's probably it for me. 15 minutes left. I don't think I want to rebid this into lunch. I had another go with house money. Like I said, they might wash 60s, reclaim, and then do the move. But I don't think I'm going to have another go at it. I think I've just got to just be okay with that. Take care, Miguel. Laters, buddy. Have they moved Gamma up yet? 640 SPY still there. Still not moved Gamma up on QQQ from what I can see. just change these just in case. Back into value area low, exactly the same bid from earlier. Remember, under here, you're very thin. You are very thin down to here in this move. Might be the Alex trade again. They might wash me out, reclaim and go. I won't be trading it if they do. It just is what it is. Oh, well. We had nice longs. It is what it is. Winners for me today were these and these and this guy here. And my loser today was here. Small size. So nice big winners, chunky winners, small little loss here with a feeler. Thanks, Jeff. And we'll just see, this H1 might just keep rotating. It's all I keep looking at is this H1. Printing above, current week. Remember, this is from Sunday's open. We are holding point of control. We're above point of control. We're in a value rotation here. And we can keep chopping this. But ideally, remember, I'm bullish only because I want it to squeeze higher so I can get bearish, right? I'm bullish thinking we have this move here in the market in the next few sessions, right, into these, and then from here I'm looking for the sell back down from one of these. If we reclaim 24,000, we're going to push 400s because we've got a naked POC up here. All right, so these are the moves I'm looking for. I'm currently looking for this move out. Let me clean this up. I'm currently looking for this. All right, and then once we get into here, I'm looking to sell that. If we reclaim that, then there's an argument for a long back up to previous weak point of control. And from that point, I'm looking to sell that back down into this value area. All right, I'm not trying to sell down here. No way. I don't want to sell that. No, thank you. If it moves lower, like yesterday, it will do it without me. That's okay. I'm going to wait for this, and that's just my game plan, and that's what I'm sticking to. Right now, we just look more and more like in a rotation, unfortunately. Back to the 75s now. I'll stay with you till lunch, but I don't think I'll trade this now. I had a couple goes at it. And do we have... We're still 200 likes short. We need to get 1,200. We're doing some giveaways, folks. Yeah, anyone who won yesterday, the My Funded Future stuff, you should have got your account credentials today. They should have been sent through. Some of you have started to email me to say thank you. But you should have got them all. Volume low today, considering, is it? I haven't really looked. What are we averaging? I think it looks all right. Looks better than yesterday. Looks okay. My bias is still that they want to clean out higher. It's going to remain my bias until I'm proven otherwise. Until we lose, right? Until the H1 loses all of this, right? While there might be some trades from here back into that H1, until you lose this, I think the H1's trying to get up into this. That's what I think is trying to happen. And until that changes, I'm not changing my narrative. At least for this session. What's my email? info@flowzonetrader.com. info@flowzonetrader.com. Man, if we rip 550s now, like I said, it would be the Alex trade, won't it? It would be stop Alex out and go. And the amount of times that this has happened on stream. Oh God, you gotta love trading, man. You have got to love trading, man. If you get through VPOC here and you go 550s, you're gonna see new high day. Oh, you've got to love it. You have got to love it. You've got to be insane to do this for a career, honestly. I don't know any other thing where you can you can be right and be wrong. Okay, what I'd say watch VPOC here. I'd say just sorry guys, I just find it hilarious sometimes. You need to get back above 15 and 20s. There's a little imbalance at 30s, and then you're away. Then you're away. Oh God, I can't stop. Am I married? Yeah, I'm married. Yeah, been with my amazing wife since 2011. Oh God, it's funny though, isn't it? I think trading's funny. It's just jokes, man. It's just so jokes. So there's the quasi build. It's the quasi build out. All right, it's like an inverted head and shoulders. Remember, that's your H1. That's your breakout, retest, breakout, retest. This is a higher low. All right, on a 50% pullback. There's your sort of double bottom holding value. And if they get back above this, this will be the sort of two leg with a W and a hold of this, and you're still looking for that move. But it's got to break above now. Maybe some of you are long. Like I said, I'm done with it. I had enough goes at that today. That was, what was it? 3 winners, 1 loser. 1, 2, 3. 3 winners, 1 loser. And the winners were much bigger than the losers, as always, which is what we try and do. You're short now? What, versus VPOC? I mean, each their own. As long as you're managing your position. Doesn't matter. All right. Come on, guys. Get me to the 1,200 likes. I really want to give you guys some stuff. I really want to give you guys some stuff. Anyone that won, by the way, on my funded futures account yesterday, who sent me an email, you will need to sign up with your email that you gave me, and then your account will be credited. Some of you, there are a few of you that haven't done it yet. So if you guys can do that, you'll be credited. They just emailed me. So they went to credit in your accounts, but the accounts didn't exist. All right. We're there or thereabouts. We're there or thereabouts. Let's do some giveaways. Don't do it yet. Let me set it up before you spam and start spamming chat. All right, before you start spamming chat. Right, first thing we're going to give away, introduction to trading course. Just type it once in chat. While you guys do that, I'll give you like 2 minutes to do that. I'm going to say good morning to my wife. I can hear she's just got up. I'll be right back. right, let's pull this winner. TRD wins. TRD wins. Let me know you're here in chat. TRD wins. Man, boring market now. Into an H1 rotation. Boring, boring, boring. TRD wins. You need to let me know you're in chat. TRD wins. If you're not here and don't let yourself known, we're going to re-roll it. What's this market? Just a rotate. We're in a rotation, man. It's just, it is what it is. We can't force it. I'll give him 10 more seconds. Here he is. There we go. That's why, or maybe here they are, I should say. Congrats. Just email me, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. All right. I'm going to sort you out with the introduction course. Made a note of your name. Nice, nice. Thank you, mate. Yeah, just send me that email and we'll sort you out. All right, all your best prop firms, you know the code to use, FZT. 90% sell on Apex right now, but we're going to give one away for free right now in chat, any size you want. So just type FZT in now, and we'll do a giveaway for that. And then maybe tomorrow we'll do something else. We'll see. I'm going to do an Easter giveaway as well. I'm going to give away some tech for you guys. I want to maybe do like an Easter egg hunt or something where I give you guys like I don't want to do just a roll, but I want to do something where you guys can win. I'm going to do it for Easter. I'm going to give you guys like a nice monitor to trade with or something. We're going to do it for Easter. We'll do a special Easter giveaway. Maybe I'll do a big bundle. Maybe we'll do. Yeah, I'll have to have a think. I'll have to have a think. Do something nice for you guys. But definitely going to do, at the very least, we'll give away a monitor. Maybe we'll give away some other stuff. We'll do some really fun stuff. Oh my God, a rotation again, back down towards POC from developing week. Your over-under is basically 87s, basically the IB low. If you lose that, you're going to revisit previous day point of control again. We just can't find value right now. We're building out value between current week point of control, previous day point of control, previous day value area high. So we are building out new value here, right? We're not accepting lower prices. That's not happening. But we can't find momentum at the highs. So we're walking down, bidding up. Walking down, bidding up. Once they've built enough, I do expect them to clear out. But, you know, maybe they don't do it today. It's also possible. All right, give you guys 10 seconds here. These buyers stepping in late on the tape again. Is it lunch? They're stepping in at lunch. Really? 3, 2, 1. The real PH03NX. The real PH03NX. Let me know you're here. You just won a free Apex account. You need to let me know you're here. Look at that. Also, by the way, ES is chopping between the New York VWAP and 24-hour VWAP. We are not really doing the same on NQ because we've got relative strength. But ES is basically chopping between this and this. This is where ES is stuck between 24-hour and New York. The real Phoenix. Oh, sorry, mate. Shows how old I am. Can't read the lingo. Not cool enough. I'm not cool enough. I'm not down with the kids. All right. Just send me same thing, right? Send me. Oh man, this is getting ridiculous. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. Okay, info@flowzonetrader.com. Maybe I'll sit with you guys 5 more minutes. And if they fail this rotation, I'll leave. If they give you that squeeze, I'll stay and see if we can get you over 550 to high of day. But if they fail this rotation up here, I'm done. I mean, I'm done trading anyway, but I mean, I will leave the stream. H1 still holding. It's still holding. It's looking like the longer we build here and do not let go and do not accept value lower, the better it looks for that upside break. The upside break can still just be a liquidity take. All right, so this is what I'd be looking for the next few sessions, just so you're aware. All the time, remember this morning we would have liked a wash of this to rebid. That would have been the most ideal thing, but that's what they did overnight. All the time you are holding this area here, right? On the H1 you're bullish because you've set a high low and you're holding above the breakout point, all right? Which is why I'm bullish today for that squeeze, all right? We don't really want to be buying up here. We want to buy here where we bought this morning. If you start to build this out, all right, you're building this out, right? The longer you're here, eventually you're likely to get a break, right? 1, 2, 3 lots of stops now, right? If shorts are positioned against these, once they cover, you'll get a squeeze. This is where I think you're going to squeeze to. We've got thick liquidity here. Breakout of this is key, all right? Then you're into this little node here and above 660, 670. You're coming into this and this. And this is where I think the market's trying to get to, right? Also, because I think from a swing point, it probably makes sense, right, to lift into this golden pocket. All right, so once we get through that, and especially if we go from high of last week, all right, it makes a lot of sense to come up into here right now. All right, 1560 from the high of last week to the low of current week. This would just be, think about this, build out, break down, trap below, return back in, and then we can think about selling some of these areas. Okay, that's what I'm personally looking for. Today, by the looks of it, we are just going to keep doing this until they've got enough ready. Until they've got enough ready. I can't see anything else. We've just failed that rotation again, so that means I'm getting out of here. I was willing to sit with you if they were going to squeeze it any higher, but I think that's it. Any questions before I go, folks? Will the giveaway be international? I'll have to think about that. It's better if it's in America, but I could probably, if I buy on Amazon or somewhere, I could probably do it in. No, I could probably do it most countries. Probably Europe and America would probably be okay. I probably struggle to do it. Any of you who are in like China or Pakistan and India, maybe what we could do for that is send you PayPal and you could buy one yourself or something. Maybe we can do that. Do you need permission for the trading view indicator? What, for Flowzone Pro? Yeah, for this you'd have to buy it, or you get a version with it that comes with the course. Breaking again. It's trying, but you got to get back above. Look, you need to hold this. This is good. This is a look below and fail. All right, this is a stop run. You need to get back above this now for that move. Right, that's what needs to happen. Right, so this is your sell trap. Right, underneath the swing low. Right, last lesson before I go. Buyers bid here. Weak hands stop out. They stop out. They become sellers. Market makers, right? So they sell stops. They become sellers. Market makers passively bid against that. Passive bid. Absorption. Trade back upside. They are trying to get this move here. It's what they're trying to do. They've been trying to do it all day. The big level here is 530, 550. 550. Do I still have Ninja up or have I got rid of it? Right. Look at this. Absorption at the low. They tried to sell the low, absorbed. We're back above. Remember I said all day today why I'd be watching these areas. Absorption, 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 absorption underneath. Right, this has been absorbed. Here's POC. This is there they're trying to get. If they get back above these sellers at 550s, it's night to all the shorts, and we just start doing a monumental squeeze. All right. It's what I've been trying to position for all day long, but they've just, as always, made it extra tricky today. That news didn't help either. All right. Maybe we're going to get it now. Maybe I'll sit with you for a couple more minutes just in case they do that high day break now, which they look pretty good for at the moment. Do I hold any downside hedges on my long-term account? No. You mean my like permanent account? No. Everything's long for me, because on my swing account, like it's basically perma holds. I want to be long the ETFs, long mega caps. Like I'm long everything, especially the ETFs. I'd never want to get short an ETF. I wanted to get short. I wanted to get long SQQ this year, and it didn't give me my entry. And when was that? That was quite a while ago now. I was looking for a short fill SQQ. I think it was, it did it overnight and I missed it. Around the 2nd of Feb. 2nd, 3rd, 4th of Feb. I was looking for a long SQQQ, so short the market for a swing, which would have paid really good, but missed that opportunity. Can I do the giveaway in Iran? Probably not. I can probably send you money though. %sale. Yeah, there is a 90% sale on Apex. Should be working. Or it's up to 90%, I guess, is what they've said. Probably depends on the product. I haven't really looked at it yet. They only started this morning. Would I be a new money long at this point? Probably not at lunch. Only if you see bids start to hold here. It's not the ideal area. That was a little bit better. That should break out. If they hold this, you could consider it, but it's very risky. But I think the draw on liquidity is good. It's just whether they chop around all day now. Oh, I've had losing days. I do have losing days. I've been on a good run this year, but it's not to say I haven't had a losing day. I've been on a good run. Yeah, Australia should be fine. Look, anywhere where if I can send Amazon or Best Buy, we can do a monitor giveaway. If I can't send an Amazon package to you, then as long as you've got PayPal, then I can do a transfer of cash. What would I say is the best bang for your buck on the Apex accounts at the moment? I hate to say it, but probably the 150k or 100k, only because now that you don't have the trailing drawdown, they're much easier to pass than they were before. They were very hard to pass to make 9 grand without with the trailing drawdown, but a set and forget, much easier to pass on it. If you won, I could donate somewhere. What if you couldn't take the giveaway? Yeah, could definitely do that. Happy to do that. What monitors do I like? I use LG. LG, and what are these ones on the side? I actually have some vertical Acers, but LG is my main widescreen in front of me. How do you overcome overtrading and keeping your fingers? Keep your fingers still. Limit yourself to location and trade ideas. All right, so my idea coming in for today, right, was you can see this white line. My preference today would have been a flush on the New York Open and a recovery of this and then buy that. So that's trade location 1 for the upside move. All right. The second location I would have liked would have been a 930 flush into here. All right. And buy this for that rotation up. The third rotation on location would have been a breakout and hold of this structure for that drive up, which we took. All right. I'm not looking for the sells today. So that avoids me, 1, looking for the sells. I want to bid, all right, around here and around here or around structure today. So that avoids me starting a new money long at the highs. Okay, so now I have set locations to trade from and a set bias that I'm looking for. And if we don't have that, okay, if it doesn't do that, then I'm wrong and I'm either stopping out or I don't have my location, I'm not taking a trade. That's for me the best way of limiting yourself. When you're playing over, under, it's probably pretty exhausting, right? If you're like, unless you're very good at range trading, right? If you're like, I'm shorting this and I'm buying this. For me, I can't do that. I can't buy that, sell that, buy that, sell that, buy that, sell that, buy that, sell that. It's too tiring. My brain can't do it. My brain cannot do it. So that's, for me, it's about having the location that would stop you doing anything. Limit your trades for the day and set specific session time. Yeah, and don't deviate. Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. I think that's good advice. What's the purple box on the 450s? Purple box? I don't see a purple box. 450s. Blue box. So the blue box is just value area low on the day. Right? That's your value area low on the day. That's discount for today. That's the stop run. I'd be bullish all the time. They're protecting that now. Sellers are trapped there. And that's everything I'd be looking for anyway. And again, I think you're building out one of these. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build this quasi. But you're into lunch and you've got low liquidity now. But that's, for me, what they're trying to do. If they lose this, there's a rotation and that's ugly. No, I'm not going to watch England-Japan. Especially if it's like the last game. It's the most boring football ever. Do I switch long and short? I do in a day where it's a better rotation. But today, my bias is pretty much one directional. You know, I would rather, for example, if I'm long to here, all right, then if I see this here, then I'm short to here. Or if I see this here, then I'm short to here. Right, and if I see this here, then I'm long to the next block. Right, so I'm just playing from level to level to level to level. Please show setup for market profile with Delta when you look at big trades. What do you mean? You just got to get, you've just said it. It's just too, like, I don't know what you're using, DZT, but it's just Delta profile. It's Delta profile, not market profile. It's Delta profile. Yeah, last match was a B team. It was pretty boring, other than that one half decent Rashford run down the side. I don't use A-test, mate, so I can't show you. Sorry. You'll need to get Delta profile. I don't use A-test though, my friend. I don't look. What are you asking for? I don't use A-test. This is Ninja. This is Delta. This is market. This is Delta. This is market. There's nothing else to show you. That's it. No, it's not free. We're working on something in Flow Zone together at the moment. Alex, I'm new to the channel. I need to understand all that you're doing and talking about. Tell me where to start. Start my YouTube, my friend. Just start my YouTube. Go through all the free lessons. If you go to my YouTube homepage, there's tons and tons and tons of free lessons there. Start there. Start on the beginner stuff. Start on like understanding structure. Start on volume profile, and then you can move on. Here you go. Gonna pretend I'm not salty over this. I'm very salty over this. You get break through 50s, like I said. If you break through 50s, you know my bias. So salty. So salty. It's lunch, so it goes against my rules, but it looks good. In my opinion, you look good. Watch previous live streams, yeah, or do that as well. Is Apex 5 days of $50 or 5 days of 200 for payouts? On the new ones, it's 200. On the old accounts, if you're on the legacy, it's 50. Why no lunch trade? Because we're normally low on volume, and I need a break. Like I'm tired at this point. You know, my eyes, mental fatigue. Which prop firms with daily payouts do you recommend based on customer service? Well, if it's based on customer service, trade day. TPT's customer service is horrific. If it's based on customer service, trade day. I can show you. I've got to take a payout. I'll probably take it today on TPT. I can show you. I only had a small trade there today. Didn't copy it for some reason. This is my account on TPT. This is a pro account, so you can see. All right, so take profit pro. All right, that's what I'm up. So I'm up 10,315. So I'll probably take a chunk of that out today. TPT good, but customer service at TPT is horrific. Oh, Lucid do. Well, actually, Lucid and Tradeify now do daily payouts as well. I forgot that. I prefer Lucid. I think Lucid might be #1 firm right now, but we'll have to see, because the launch of Tradeify 3.0 is pretty good. They're going to give like rewards for trading well and stuff now as well, and they've added some new products. So that's, by the way, Tradeify 40% sale until the end. Or is it till the end of the month? I can't remember when it's till. But by using FZT, you'll get a 40% sale right now. Let me check how long that's going to be live for. Until the 31st of March, until today. So just for today then, by the looks of it. I thought they'd extend that. But yeah, 40% off all accounts right now with Tradeify. Best accounts on Tradeify, I would say probably the Flex account, or whatever they call it. What's it called? Select account there, which is like the Flex account on Lucid. Tradeify, Lucid, and Trade Day, and probably my funded futures. I've yet to like load that up, but we've just partnered with them, seeing as they've been very, very kind. But yes, for the same day payouts, yes. I enter trades after the move happens. How is this profitable? Are you talking to me? I'm not even in anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I enter on pullbacks after hold, so you won't catch me. For example, you won't catch me entering here. I might enter there, but I'm more likely to enter here. That's how I like to play. I like to let the sweep happen and then enter for the continuation, if you're asking. You mean in general? I'm not. I don't understand what you're asking. Like, I like to see things like this. All right, into key levels, things like this, all right, and a hold of a higher low. This is not unprofitable to trade that. That's the safer option than to trade this, all right, to let the trap happen, then take the higher low for the drift back upside. But yeah, I'm talking about my style of trading. That's exactly what my style of trading is. No, I don't buy breakouts. I might add on a breakout, but I don't buy a breakout. Like maybe a lower time frame breakout, if it won't fill me on a dip, I might start a position here, but what I'm really doing is looking for a breakout on a hold of it, and then a hold of it, and then a hold of it, and then I might add here, and if I'm wrong, I take it off, for example. I'm not starting a new money long here. I'm looking to start new money longs down here, right? And then I might try and add on the way up. Tradeify's end of April sale. Okay, well, their website says 31st of March, which confused me. Rex, I literally don't trade a breakout. You're literally talking out your ass right now, okay? I literally don't trade a breakout, right? I'm going to get so sick of talking about this. I'm not looking to enter a new money long up here. That would be a breakout. I'm looking to enter here, all right? We already broke out from this level, but we're targeting next pool of liquidity. I'm looking to enter these trades here. I'm not going to argue with you again. You're just starting to be a bit of a wally. I don't trade a breakout. I do not trade a breakout. Mate, it's exhausting. A breakout would be a new money long position up here. That would be a new money long position. That's not what I've talked about trading, is it? It's a wash and a hold of this, of value. Fucking hell. All right, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I can't handle chat anymore. Peace out, yo. Have a good day. I'm not answering you, Rex. Like, you're telling me what I'm doing. It's not a range trade either. Goodbye, my friend. Good luck. Go and learn. I can't do it any longer. I've tried to be patient with you. Peace out, yo. I hope you get the continuation above 550 here. If you get the break on above 550, I think you see new high of day. And remember, I think your targets are here today. All right. So if they can squeeze through 550, your targets are 610s, basically the devil number, and then up into this block. And ultimately, I think the market would love to test this block and this block. Doesn't have to do it today. But if we think about the measured move would be a test of 780s. All right. Which is where I think the market's trying to go. So that would be great if it gets up there for you guys who are already long. I'm not long, and I hope it works for you because that's been the bias all day. Peace and love, everyone. Please be kind to each other, and maybe go through all my free videos first before you come to stream, because it does get a bit exhausting for me. Take care, yo.